now. All right. Now I need my damn settings over here. I like to have the settings up so I can see the vocal levels. You know what I'm saying? Because I got this thing. Say something, Kenny.
Something, Kenny.
Oh, okay. I like to see this thing show me exactly what my computer's doing. It makes me feel like I'm in control of something. That's another thing I've learned as being older, man. I learned that I'm low-key a control freak, which maybe that's not the healthiest thing. Ooh. Okay. Now say something.
Something.
There we go. There we go. All right, bet. Bet. All right. And then, yeah, we good to go. Make that full screen. Take those away. Look at that. All right. Yeah. All right, there we go. Anywho, so what I was saying was we could start it up on the GOAT talk. Greatest role player though, you know. GOAT talk.
Okay. I see what you did there. The GROAT. So the or greatest role, something like that. Yeah. I'm with it, man. Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's the best direction to go right now because honestly today I don't really have nothing to say. I just feel like we're just talking. So that's always fun to me.
I'm with it.
So let's go ahead and get it started, right? Yeah? Yeah? Everybody agree? Ooh! Yeah. That felt so good. Hey, Google, turn off nightstand. Ooh, that's hard. Anyway, what up? Welcome to Radical Jack's Views. I'm your host of the most, Radical Jack, and you already know what the fuck it is, man. Ringo Mandingo. Finding Nemo, aka Nemo Hose, Swaggy J, do the damn thing, Radical Jack. I'm in the building. Talk shit or die trying. Let's get it. Had no idea those were going to go off at the same time, but I like that, so I'm definitely not going to cut that out. And today I got my man KJ in the building again. Well, not again because you guys never saw the other recording because it messed up. I was very upset. We had some good stuff on there. But we are here together. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt, man.
So, Digga Jones should be joining us. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. But if he does, we'll do an intro. But
Shout out to
we
Digga,
definitely
man.
got Kenny here. Kenny, go ahead and shout out your socials for everybody. Not your social security number, just your social media.
I got you. Facebook, Kenny Jr. Everything else is Facebook, Kenny Jr. Instagram, Kenny Jr. YouTube, True That Kenny. Twitter, Kenny Jr. All of that.
Yo, you know what I'm gonna do?
Holla at me.
I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna have to record you saying something, and then I'm gonna make that one of my files. So whenever you're on my show, I'm gonna just hit that.
Bet. That's probably that's a good idea.
Be like, it's Kenny, like how Joe Budden. It's Parks.
Oh gosh.
It's Parks. But yeah. So. You know what I'm saying? We don't have nothing to talk about today, y'all. We just doing all current events and all that kind of stuff, man. It's just going to be a regular show, Last week.
Well, yeah, I'm with it, man.
Last week we was dedicated to not cursing. I'm going to try that again. I feel happy today, though. I ain't going to lie.
Well, don't say we because you have that issue, not me. Let's let that be. I don't have that issue. Just want to make that clear.
It's not an issue.
Okay, I'm with that. You're right.
It's a
You got this, bro.
lifestyle.
Oh.
There we go. Hey, do I sound
Talk about it,
staticky?
man.
When I talk, does it sound a little bit? No?
Well, no, I hear no, you good.
Okay. I just want to make sure. It might just be because I can hear all the actual feedback, so it's like messing with my head.
Right.
If I do this, then I don't really hear it that much, but I like
Now I can hear staticky.
What? For real?
Yeah, you sounded staticky when you said that. That's funny. But now you don't.
When I said if I do this.
Yes. See, every time you do that, you sound staticky, but then when you don't, you don't.
Oh, well, yeah, man. Oh, you know what? Let's try this.
The problem is you're one of the greatest trolls that I've ever known in my life. So it's hard to tell sometimes whether you're trolling or whether you're being serious.
I'm not
because
trolling,
that happened
man.
to happen when you said it.
I'm trying to.
And people
I'm trying to make sure that everybody
can
can hear me, man. I want to make sure that all you jackers and well, Kenny hasn't called y'all fans yet. I don't know what y'all fans of True That Kenny's are. I'm gonna just call y'all KJ's posse.
Oh, that's terrible. KJ's. Oh, that is terrible. Oh man. I really.
So you KJ, you Kenny, you True That Kenny fans will be KJ's posse until he gives me a real name for you guys.
Please don't. Oh, that's terrible, man. KJ's posse. Oh. Hey, that's so great, man.
Oh, yo, this is my favorite effect on here, though. This is so random.
Oh, here we go.
Nah, because it's like we can go back in time.
It was 3 years ago. We found out that aliens really did exist. Find out today on the new Radical Jack's Views podcast. Where do they come from? Are they real? E.T., the extraterrestrial, the documentary.
Hey, that was so good too. It makes so much sense. Oh.
You know, all them old radio stations that they didn't have no real support, so they had to they had to record out they RVs and stuff, man. So yeah. I've been doing a lot with this thing, man. I be trying to find all kinds of just fun things to do with it, just like the little sound effects. What is this one? We won't do that again. But yeah. So what we're talking about today, guys, I said we weren't talking about nothing, but I lied. So we're talking about you people not knowing what being objective is. All right, you people being stuck in your ways, you freaking weirdos. We don't like y'all. All right. I just want you guys to know something, man. All right. There's this thing, you might have heard of it. It's called a Bible. All right. Now, this Bible is this thing that gives Christians, their basic rules to like follow, right? And the people that disobey the Bible the most tend to be these backwards Christians. And it's just weird to me that you guys sit out here and you try to pretend that you're something and you're not because you're so judgmental, man. It's like that's your favorite thing to do. It's like you pick the Bible up and you look through it and you're like, what can I make sure that people see on me that's just not supposed to be there at all? And judgmental is like the number one thing. And then second is like being a liar. But whatever, that's just my opinion. It might not even be true. But I don't like some of you guys. And I just thought you guys should know that. By the way, as of today, I'm no longer labeling myself a Christian. It's gone. I am not a Christian. I'm a believer. Don't worry about it. It's different.
Oh, no. Talk about it. Because you already know where I stand on this. So that's why.
He said, no, talk about it. Look, so my thing is, right? It's not that, and I'm not sitting here like being, like, I'm not joking. It's dead. I'm super serious. It's not the fact that I'm not a Christian, right? I'm just saying that the label Christian
is the name Christian?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what is a Christian, right? A Christian is a person that's following Christ and trying to be Christ-like, blah, 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 right? But what's a believer? A believer is the same thing. But the difference is most people in the Bible didn't call themselves Christians. They were just believers in God, right? The people that called them Christians were the people that were looking at them. You guys are Christians. They did
Yes and no, because they did, and some of the disciples did use that term Christians, but the problem is it's almost equivalent to like when remember the original definition. The sad I have to say that of gay, it had nothing to do with homosexuality.
Right,
It
it was
just
just
meant
being happy.
that you were being happy, but that word has been converted so much to where now when you use that word, it automatically refers to someone being homosexual or something like that. But like that's not the actual meaning of it. Or it took on a life of its own, right? And so like it can be considered a slur in some cases. But the point is, and so the original the word Christian or Christianity, it really meant you follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. It's nothing extra. But the problem is people use that label, and then someone that doesn't know the word, they look at that and say, oh, well, it's like if some random kid just put on a LeBron jersey. That doesn't mean that he's LeBron James. He could walk around saying he's LeBron, but clearly he's not LeBron James. He's not 6'8". He's not in the NBA. He's not even dribbling the basketball. He's not. So just because he says that doesn't make him LeBron. And so the name itself is not wrong. The name Christian isn't wrong. It's who's representing the name, right? And so if I'm supposed to be if I'm representing Christ, I have to represent him authentically. It doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to make mistakes. It just means that people pay attention. And so they've always used the word, whether it's Apostle Paul, whether it's Peter, they've used the word Christian, but they didn't use it like I'm a believer. You want to call me a Christian? All I know is I follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. I accept him as my Lord and Savior. I believe in my heart, mind, and soul that the penalty of sin is death. I believe that he died and paid the price. He took what I deserve, and I believe that the power of God raised him from the dead. So Jesus is my Lord and Savior. That's what I believe. If that's a Christian to you, then I'm that. If it's a disciple of Christ to you, then I'm that. If it's a believer, then I'm that. Whatever it is, I'm here to make Jesus famous. I'm here to represent him, right? I'm his representative. That's what I'm here on this earth for. But like, with that being said, I'm not going to shove that word down somebody's throat. That's what I'm not going to do, right? Like I'm not a Bible thumper. That's what I'm not. I'm not a Bible thumper. I recognize that I make mistakes. So the problem is in society is that there's so many people that use that name to like build a brand, and they use that name even if they probably don't even believe in them, and they use it for so many other things. And so a lot of times people don't come to Christ because people misrepresent him. Now, granted, the problem that I see is that the believers, of course, they get a lot of flack, and there's some for what they do. But there's also people who know good and well that they're not believers, and so they try to represent the believers, just like the people that go around spray painting Black Lives Matter. And first of all, they're not black. Second of all, they're not even a part of it, but they make it seem like we're the ones that do it.
Don't get me started on that nonsense.
But you see what I mean, though?
Hands up, don't shoot, baby. Black Lives Matter is a freaking joke. All right, it's a joke.
That's an interesting segue, because I agree to the sense of I'm not a fan of the organization. I'm a fan of
Black lives, like me and you, and people that look like us.
So I'll say Black Lives Matter because the movement itself I'm a fan of, but I don't stand for everything that the organization stands for.
BLM.
See, if people don't know what that means, they need to,
BLM, the organization, the one that everybody is like, donate your money to this random organization that hasn't done anything but collect our money, that's ran by a Jew. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we doing that? Why are these things not being pointed out? We got all these celebrities that are so woke, right? You got these D.L. Hughley's, and you got your Amanda Seals, and you got all these celebrities that are just so big on, black people, and we got to do this, and we got to have a bigger cause, and blah, blah, blah. But you want to support an organization that's ran by a Jewish guy and a bunch of retarded ass trannies. Like, that don't even make sense to me.
Wow. Well, I don't.
Somebody's gonna be like, I can't believe he just said that. Yeah, I don't like that mess, man. You know what I'm saying? You be gay all you want, that's cool. But I'm telling you now, bro, I don't rock with the weirdos. All right, all you people that have dicks and don't know that they're dicks, weirdo. You can't change that.
Listen, man. The truth is, here's the thing: with people like that, I think, in my opinion, I think that it's really there's something going on with themselves. Like they can't accept who they are, right? And so what that is like a cover up. You're trying to feed it. For other people, the cover up could be pornography. The other people, it could be alcohol, cocaine, meth, whatever it is. It's something. It's like an escape. And so what that is, the whole transgender, all that. I think the problem is here's the issue. America has done a great job of pacifying problems and not actually fixing them, because mental health is a big deal. And mental health doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean you're lesser than. It just means that, you're human. And mental health is a big deal. I think that people are it's hard to accept who they are. People don't love themselves because of there was something generational, for whatever the case. And so now you have these people, they don't believe in who they don't know. They didn't really receive the love that they should have gotten, or they probably got abused. They probably got raped. They probably got molested.
Well, you said something good right there. You're probably right. They didn't receive the love that they needed to understand that, like, you're good at who you are. You're like, you can accept who you are.
And again, I'm not justifying.
No, I'm not. Well, damn well I ain't gonna justify it now. But
what I'm saying
I can understand where the mental aspect comes, because the same way that you can be schizophrenic and bipolar and depressed and all that good stuff,
right?
It's gonna be the same thing. Look at that. Look at Digga. Look at him pulling up.
There's a root. I see you. Kudos. I see you. No, but for real, there's a root to it. The problem is nobody has hit the root of it. Nobody's hit the root. Like that's why when it comes to for example, let's take the Black community, for example, in the urban community. Like people don't take the time to actually reach out, because I can relate to being the kid that didn't fit in. I can relate to being the kid that was depressed and grew up suicidal and have all these issues in my head. I can relate to that. And so there was different ways of handling it. And if I'm not getting, like, I can relate to when Tupac said, even though I hung out with the thugs, even though I sold drugs, they showed a young brother love. In other words, somebody cares. Somebody put in the time to show me that they care about me. And it happens to be the person that cares about me. They doing this stuff on the streets. And since nobody else is caring about me, the only person that does, I feel like that's the right thing to do. So I'm going to go that route. And if you got a problem with it, why don't you show me some love and show me the right way? But this is what people do. They'll see you drowning, and instead of, there's two things. You can help them out of the water and say, here, let me help you. And this is what society does. They walk by and say, hey, you're doing it the wrong way. No, do this. Move your arms this way. No, you're doing it. Meanwhile, the person is drowning when all you had to do is reach out and help them. And then we can find out how they ended up in that water to begin with. But that's not what we do. And so mainly not just the urban community, but I'm representing the urban community in this sense, because I think we get overlooked more than anybody in so many different aspects. And so I think that is a big problem. And that is why now you have so many different people that don't know who they are. They don't know if they want to be a man or a woman. They want to be transgender. They don't want, and I'm not knocking any of them. I understand because those people are really hurting. When you see people like that, the transgender, and they identify with this, they identify with that, identify with this, they identify as, they're torn apart inside. They are torn apart, and people are just pacifying it. They're putting Band-Aids on it instead of taking a Band-Aid off. And you got to take care of it. Peroxide, you got to get into the damage, let it burn a little bit, put some alcohol in. Like, you have to deal with the problem. And people aren't doing that. They're pacifying it. And so they're making these kids think that that's okay, that you just pacify this stuff. And so nothing's being fixed. And so as the generations come, that's why the generations get more sensitive. That's why everything is child abuse now. You can't say one thing wrong to them. That's why everything is child abuse. Everything is wrong. So you got to be careful how you speak to your kid in public. You can only discipline your kid. Even if you do that, they can call and say, I'm being abused. And no matter what, they're going to listen to the child.
Look, I tell you right now, I don't give a goddamn. You see me disciplining my daughter in public, you better keep your ass walking. Because you're going to get disciplined too. You come over here.
But it's
Daniel! Can I cut in?
It's true, though. You're right, though. But it's like we live in a world, like, I remember as kids, where it was different. Like if I had an issue, I had to deal with it. As a kid, if I was scared of I was scared of Chucky, cockroaches, like Chucky, cockroaches, the dark, everything. But like I'm using that as an example. I had to deal with it. Like, why are you afraid of that? Because I didn't know what it was, right? I didn't know anything. It terrified me. So I would have to deal with it. But let me tell you, my dad would come in and say, listen, it's okay. Just because it's in the dark, everything is still here. Just like when you turn the light on, nothing's different. And so there's no need to be afraid. What's that sound? That's called thunder. All that is. When you go to school, you keep learning about it. That's a part of the cycle.
You say that all you want to, but when you hear that thunder, I'm running to my mama room. But that's just, that's just how it was. But nah, Daniel, what was you gonna say? Because you say you gonna say, because Daniel was gonna say something.
No, but the point is, like, I learned to deal with the root. Now, I understand that because my parents helped me. To this day, they still do. I know what it's like to have to struggle with mental health. I know what it's like. I dealt with that. I deal with that. And so the point is, I think, and we live in a society where they don't deal with that issue. And so the result of that is people just don't know who they are. You ever realize when someone decides they want to identify with a different sex, that it still doesn't make them happy? It doesn't make you happy. It's not going to fix it. And half of the time, they don't even realize that that's not the solution. But nobody has been there to guide. Like, nobody's there. People are too afraid to say, no, that's not people are too afraid to say, listen.
Well, I definitely agree with you on that. I agree that those people, they probably don't get the love that they need. But you know what? Actually, real question though, Daniel, did you ever deal with that with the whole father for father thing? You ever had to deal with like anybody feeling like they're trans or whatever?
Man. So yeah, there's a bunch of fathers who I hate to sit there and pinpoint this on a new generation, but there's a bunch of fathers who are dealing with their children transitioning, and they want to use the tough love approach, but in today's society that's frowned upon. So they will come to us with, in hopes of getting ideas of how they can adjust. And we know just about as much as this as they do. So I never was a guy that was just like, hey, look, you deal with it this way, you deal with it this way, so on and so on, because everybody's situation is different.
Right.
Like, I dealt with that situation when my middle daughter came to me and says, hey, Dad, I think I like girls. And I said, well, what makes you think you like girls? She said, I'm attracted to some. I think some are pretty, this, that, and the third. I'm like, are you attracted to girls, or do you just think girls are pretty? Because the thing about it is, I'm trying to figure this out myself, because we're not taught on, there's no guidebook for fatherhood at all.
Right.
So I'm sitting there asking her questions because I'm trying to learn myself. I don't want to give my daughter the wrong answer, but yet I don't want to give an answer that my daughter's going to see. And, I feel like I can't come to this man for anything because he couldn't help me with this situation. If he couldn't help me with this, there's a lot that he probably can't help me with. So yeah, we dealt with that a lot. And at the end of the day, I would always say, look, trust your instinct, because no matter what I say or what I do, at the end of the day, I'm not in your household. I can't tell you how to feel.
Okay. Now, I just realized I didn't even give him an introduction. So everybody, he decided to come late. You know what I'm saying? He came to class a little tardy. Had to give him a little slip. But now, everybody, welcome Digga Jones to the Radical Jack Views podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time.
Hey, shout out to the Spurs shirt. You know what I'm saying? Shout out.
Listen, man. Win, lose, or draw, man. I love my team.
Oh, you part of Spurs Nation? I appreciate that.
Listen.
All right, well, the podcast is over. It's over.
Look at this, man. Look, I got the authentic Spurs shorts.
Oh yeah. Spurs Nation in the building. What's up, go Spurs, go.
Come on, man.
What's good, Digga Jones?
Championships only, man. Championships only. Only champions are speaking right now. Laker Nation.
We have 4.
You already know we had.
Hold on. Digga, hold on. Hey, Digga, hold on. Let me tell you.
Laker Nation, baby.
Hey, the Radical Jack over there I need you to stop acting like you didn't pick them to lose in the first round. I told you they were going to the finals.
First of all,
I told you the Lakers
I didn't pick them to
I
lose.
told you.
I didn't pick
So
them to
don't try
lose.
to act like a super fan
I wanted Portland to win because I like Dame. I did not pick the Lakers to lose. I just wanted them to lose.
That's not true.
And that just makes me sound like a bad fan, but I don't care.
Hey, Digga, I have the proof on my phone. I have the proof because I screenshotted it. I screenshotted me telling him as well that I want you to remember when you decided to pick the Lakers to beat the Blazers.
Okay,
I want you to remember.
Okay, look, but my thing was, right, I did say that. But I have to admit, I had no faith in Anthony Davis' body. I thought he was going to break down. I thought he was going to get injured. And then I thought the Blazers were going to roll past them and Dame was going to be on his, his climb to that next level.
Only thing Dame knows how
But you know what else he won't mention to y'all? I picked the Heat.
Wait, what?
I picked the Heat in the first round.
He did pick the Heat to go to the finals. He did, but he also picked them. But he also picked them to go against the Blazers. So he didn't tell you that part either.
Wait. Stop. Let me ask you a question. So you're a Lakers fan, right?
Yes.
Why would you go against your own team?
You better talk about it, Digga.
That's why I said it makes me sound like a bad fan, but at the end of the day, I'm still not going to pretend like I don't like LeBron James. Like that's not a thing that
this isn't about LeBron.
It is.
Stop trying to flip
it is.
Answer
because you know why it's about LeBron? I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because people, not y'all, I'm not gonna say you guys, but people will sit up here and say, "Oh, LeBron got a ring this year. He's the greatest Laker of all time. Look at his resume. Like he ain't been a Laker for 2 years." They'll just take everything and just clump it all together. LeBron's the greatest Laker. So as soon as he won the championship, I knew that people were going to automatically start throwing that nonsense out. And I just didn't want to deal with it personally. Now, fast forward, it's not happening.
Can
you
I
should also know. Go ahead.
Okay. We all know I am a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, right?
Right.
The Jacksonville Jaguars could be facing the Chiefs. And I say, you know what? Jacksonville by 7. That's what a real loyal fan does.
I don't know, man.
If you picked your team to lose the chip early.
I picked them to lose. Don't say it like that. Words mean things, all right? Don't say it like that. I didn't pick my team to lose the chip. I picked my team to lose the first round. And yes, I know inevitably they would lose the chip, but don't say it like I just didn't want them to win the championship. I just wanted Dame to get something out of it, man. That's all. I just wanted Dame to go off.
Kenny?
You said, did he?
Hey, never in my life.
Look, we're not going to talk about what happened with Dame. We're not going to talk about it.
No.
He did snap, though. He went off, but...
No, I'm not going to let you do this. Let me tell you something. Never in my life have I wished for somebody to go off on the Spurs. You want to know why?
Thank you.
Hey, rest in peace to Kobe. Kobe Bryant was my effing hero. Kobe and Allen Iverson were like my 2 favorite dudes to watch play against the Spurs. With that being said, never in my life did I wish for them to go off. Ever. Against the Spurs. No. I wanted them to have a terrible game against the Spurs. Never. I want him to get some. No, I don't want you to eat at all. You want to know where I learned that from? The Mamba mentality. You see what I just did to you? I learned that from. I don't want you to eat at all. I don't want you to have success against my team. I don't want you to play good. I want you to play terrible. And it's Spurs all day.
You guys don't have to listen to this nonsense.
But
you don't have to listen to this nonsense.
Listen. Okay, here's where learning to be objective comes in. If I know good and well, I didn't pick the Spurs to win a championship this year because I knew they weren't good enough this year. They didn't even make the playoffs, and I knew they wouldn't. And I didn't pick them to do so. But I'm never going to root against them. I'm never going to root against them.
I rooted for Dame. I didn't root against the Lakers.
You know what?
I didn't root against the Lakers.
I
just said if Dame goes farther, I won't be mad. All right, but that's my story.
But you know what's funny?
What?
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
But you know what's funny though?
What?
But you know what's funny though? Anytime the Spurs got knocked out the playoffs, I would say go West.
Okay, that works. That works.
Hey, I didn't even do that. I'm so much of a Spurs fan, I don't care about the rest of y'all. Now I'm just a basketball fan that wants to see good basketball. I'm not.
And that's why I would say go West. That's why I was saying
Nah,
go West.
I mean, you could do that. You know, that makes sense. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still their conference, so you're still technically going for your team. That makes sense. I can't
no,
knock it.
because my team got eliminated. So no, I'm not.
You know what my favorite
And-
Spurs memory is?
What's that?
Shut up! I don't want to. Oh, you're gonna annoy me. I got one. I got one to.
My favorite
retaliate,
Spurs
so go ahead.
memory is when the Memphis Grizzlies knocked them out in Game 7 with Zach Randolph going off, and everybody was all.
First of all, you had barely just started watching basketball to begin with, so whatever.
I was proud. Okay, being in San Antonio and
Yeah,
dealing with all them people. Go Spurs, go! Anytime they lost,
Hey,
it
say
was a
what
good
you
time
want,
for me.
but Spurs have the most loyal fan base in history. They have the most
No, they
loyal
don't.
fan base.
No, they
they
don't.
don't.
They do.
The Cleveland Browns do.
Facts.
Oh.
Cleveland Browns. I have a
Hey,
friend
hold
on Facebook.
Hold on.
No, I have a
I'm
Cleveland
not
Brown
gonna let
fan
y'all
on
do
my
this.
Facebook. He is very loyal. He
I'm
been
not
there.
gonna let y'all do this because I'm not denying them being loyal, but just because they've been basura forever doesn't
That
mean
makes
they're
them more loyal than
Spurs.
anybody. They don't even know what it's like to win.
Yes, they do.
Look
They
here,
just-
dog. Wait.
Generations.
My team is one of 4 teams that never went to the Super Bowl either. So
See that?
I mean, being a
Like,
Jacksonville
some kind
fan
of
is
way about that
Hey,
state.
being
I
Jacksonville
feel
fan
it's
is very
a
loyal
sport.
as well.
Like I could talk about the Cubs who went 100 years literally without a World Series, 100 years, and they sold out games at Wrigley Field every year.
That's true.
The Red Sox with the curse of the Bambino for 86 years, and it's, with the Red Sox, what made it so crazy is that it wasn't that they just stayed with a team didn't win. They kept going to the World Series or playing the Yankees, and somehow something ridiculous would happen to where they would lose. In 1986 against the Mets, in 1967, in 1970, like just it was something that always happened. Like, are you serious? So like, there's
You're
so
not
many
wrong.
examples. But I have a problem with the little sympathy. Still, no disrespect, Digga, to the teams that haven't won just because they suck and they haven't won, and they're more loyal. Okay?
Why do you have a
I'm
problem with
sorry.
that? Why do you have a problem with that?
It's just, you know what it is? It's not that I have a problem. Like, you know what used to bother me and it doesn't bother me no more? I used to get annoyed at the underdog story. It used to piss me off for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not even saying that's a good
How
thing.
can you not like that? You're not American.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Land of the free, home of the brave, written by somebody who was a slave owner. I'll take that. I'm good. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Lord, man.
Hey, look. I would not let anybody
But I
tell me I'm not an
respect Digga
American.
for still repping the Jaguars, though. Because
I'm not-
let me get my respect real quick. Shout out to Jimmy Smith. Shout out to Mark Brunell.
Nah, you don't like the
Shout out.
underdog. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. I don't like the underdog. You know what I'm saying?
No,
No,
they were so bad, they weren't even the underdog. They were just there.
we were
But
just there.
I still liked, yeah, they were. But I
No.
didn't like the underdog. I hated when they overused the underdog thing. Like it was cool for Rocky, you know what I'm saying? It was cool for like in the March Madness, which I missed by the way. March
Right.
Madness.
All right.
It
So
was cool for certain,
is
but, like-
is Tom Brady an underdog since he's
Is who?
on Tampa Bay? Is Tom Brady going to be considered an underdog this week?
No, he's never going to be considered. He's the greatest of all time. There is no more underdog in him. No, you're done.
Do
There's
you
no
think
underdog.
Tom Brady's the GOAT?
But
See, I only ask him because he's a different generation than us.
Okay. All right. Who me? All right. Do I think Tom Brady's a GOAT? No.
And
not
why?
at all. Because if you've ever seen Brett Favre play, Brett Favre was the greatest quarterback I have witnessed in my life.
Why?
Just the way that not only that, Brett Favre could be down by 14 in the fourth quarter and find a way to win by 14.
or throw an interception by 14.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. I had to throw
No,
that in there.
No.
Stop
I'm
it.
only asking because I ask older people this question all the time because I like to see.
But
where
he
their
mentioned
heads are,
somebody.
you know.
He mentioned somebody that I grew up adoring. Brett Favre was dope. Like
What?
you could count on Brett Favre to be at the game every week, literally.
Okay, well, let me
Because
ask
he
y'all
goes to the
this.
arm.
Let me ask you both a question then, because I have a problem with this. All right. So Brett Favre
go ahead.
gets idolized like he's this great guy with one Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, early in his career. And then it's like he didn't really does he have two?
Hey.
Because he only has one.
2.
I thought he only had one. He went to 2.
Does he have one?
He went to 2, but he lost.
I got you.
He lost to them Broncos, baby. Them Broncos.
Okay.
Baby.
Anyway. So my whole thing is, he's thrown more interceptions than touchdowns, and we give him all this love. Like he's literally the greatest interception thrower of all time. And
no, he hasn't. He has to throw more interceptions than touchdowns.
I don't care. In my mind,
in his final 2 seasons, I do believe that's true.
Facts.
No, but
overall in a career, Overall in a career, he has.
He's never done that. Stop it.
But people sit up here and will say Brett Favre this, and this. But the dude is a terrible decision maker. Like literally, he's a terrible decision maker. As far as great quarterbacks, as far as legacies go, he is the worst one. He throws the most interceptions.
Time out. The sports guy in me, I have to say something now because I've heard enough.
He's the worst one.
Stop it. First of all, you don't even follow football like that, and you know it.
He's the worst one.
Because you can't even elaborate on why. That's how I know you don't follow.
He's thrown more interceptions than anybody else that's considered great.
Because he's played more games than anybody else who's considered great.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything.
No, that does.
He's a terrible decision maker. Why don't those interceptions translate to bad decision making?
Listen.
What about his PERs and all this other stuff? He's a terrible decision maker.
Listen.
Brett Favre is a gunslinger, and he can play every game. He's durable and he lasts. Who cares? He makes terrible decisions.
When you're done, holla at me.
He's gone to 2 Super Bowls, but he's a great guy. 2 Super Bowls. 2. That's it. Out of a 20-year career? 2? Go ahead, Kenny.
Are you done? Okay, for the actual football fanatics, forgive my wonderful friend here. He's not a fanatic like that. He means well. Second of all, Brett Favre, literally, I'm going to tell you the difference between all the other elite great quarterbacks in that category, whether it's Dan Marino, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, John
Just
Elway,
talk about Brett.
Will you let me talk? Let me talk, Radical One. Okay. So what I'm saying is Brett Favre literally went 2 decades without missing a game. He didn't miss a game. There is no injury report. There is no, and so that means that in the scenario of throwing the football, imagine how much more from a ratio standpoint he's throwing the football than these other guys that broke a pinky nail and they're out for 3 months, unlike Brett Favre. So according to the numbers, but if you take how many times he threw the ball with how many times he threw a touchdown compared to Dan Marino, Tom Brady, all these other guys, then he would be right on par. Some of them would be higher. But because he played so much for so long, of course he's going to have more interceptions. Did he take chances? Yes. But his playoff record is better than most of the guys that we're thinking about. When it comes to game-winning drives, he has a lot more than most of the guys we're talking about. But when you look at a 20-year career and a guy who never missed a game, of course he's going to have a bunch of missed shots. Just like Kobe and MJ, Kobe's missed more shots than anybody. But I wouldn't dare disrespect him and say the guys who hasn't missed as much.
Kobe also has 5 championships to go with all his missed shots.
He does. Thank you. He has championships. Brett Favre is a Super Bowl champion. You said only 2, like that's a problem. Dan Marino didn't go to any.
Dan Marino went to 2.
I would dare disrespect him like that. Huh?
He lost.
Yes,
Sports
he
guy.
went to 1 and lost.
You said he didn't go to any.
I said he didn't win any.
Nah, you said he didn't go to any.
And it's recorded. If I said that, I meant Dan Marino didn't win any. I'm the sports guy here. Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl in 1984 against the
and he died.
The 49ers and got
He's
destroyed.
Still the GOAT. He's still the greatest thrower. He's still the greatest thrower.
See, my problem is, you are a casual football fan.
I'm a real football fan.
Though.
I'm a real fan.
No, you're casual.
All right? I just don't care about stats. Team. I don't care about analytics and all that kind of stuff unless it goes towards winning. All that other stuff is BS.
If you don't care about stats, don't bother about debating.
No, because it's trash. Okay, you're gonna sit here. Look. Anybody can sit here and be like, "Oh, Kobe's field goal percentage and Kobe's decision making." Do you see what he does? What do your eyes say? Right? That's what Skip says. Right? What does the eye test say? What does the eye test tell you?
The eyes tell me that anyway. Moving off of Brett Favre,
No. Let's go back to Brett Favre. What did the eyes tell you about Brett Favre?
Okay, do I think that Brett Favre is the greatest? No, I don't. Do I think he's top 10? Yes. Let's get out of the way right now.
Brett Favre is top 10.
I do. Okay.
There are 10 quarterbacks that are better than Brett Favre. Russell Wilson is better than Brett Favre. He's not even retired yet. Please don't be disrespectful.
First of all,
go ahead and disrespect Russ. Go ahead.
I'm not, but you're disrespecting Brett by just brushing him off. What are you talking about?
I'm not.
Brett Favre is the only player in history, the only quarterback in history to win 3 consecutive MVPs.
Ooh, where are your championships?
He has one.
One.
Just like Russell Wilson has one. So how
many MVPs does Russ have? None. Russell's also black. And yes, I'm pulling that card. He's being disrespected constantly because of who he plays with. Russ has had at least 3 MVP seasons.
No, he has not. You need to stop that right now.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
Because first of all, Russell, it's cool. Don't worry about it. We got BSPN on the line.
You're a casual fan.
We got BSPN on the line.
So you
we got BSPN on the line. Go ahead, Kenny. BSPN
You're a
analyst.
Fan. That's the difference between a casual
BSPN
fan
analyst,
and a fanatic.
Kenny Jr.
That's the difference. You're the same guy who's just saying, I don't care about stats. What does your eye say? I don't care. He's black. I'm pulling that card. And then flipping and say BSPN. You know how you sound?
BSPN. That's what you just did.
First of all, he's not better than
Patrick Mahomes. That's what you just did. You pulled out some BS, man.
He's not better than Patrick Mahomes. He's not better than Patrick Mahomes. He's not better than Aaron Rodgers. But he's with those 3 guys. He's better than Drew Brees now. He's better than Tom Brady now. He's better than everybody else. He's better than all of them. But his competition now is Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Everybody else is beneath them in terms of quarterbacks. Do I believe that Russell Wilson has been disrespected? Heck yeah, I have. Do I think he's underrated? Heck yeah, I do. Of course. Right now, him and Patrick Mahomes are neck and neck in terms of the MVP this season. That's what I believe.
I agree.
I do. But I'm not going to spend time talking about Brett Favre the whole time. Brett Favre has proven numbers statistically wise that he's top 10. Now, I don't think he's on a level of John Elway and Johnny Unitas and Joe Montana and Tom Brady and guys like that. I don't. But I'm going to talk about somebody who is being disrespected, and that's Terry Bradshaw. He gets disrespected a lot.
You disrespect him.
Huh?
You disrespect him.
Terry Bradshaw?
All right, I'm putting my sports hat back on. I'm done. I'm done being a casual fan. First of all, we're going to do this. You disrespect Terry Bradshaw and Troy Aikman the same way. The same way I disrespect them. Regular season duds who just turn it up in the Super Bowl.
Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on. I have to admit, I haven't been the biggest Troy Aikman fan, okay? But the difference between Troy Aikman, the difference between Troy Aikman and Terry Bradshaw is that Troy Aikman did nothing statistically great ever. Like, Troy Aikman is Brad Johnson with 3 Super Bowls. Okay, that was disrespectful. That was a bit disrespectful.
Regular season Troy Aikman is a nobody. We would never talk about that guy.
But Terry Bradshaw,
have that line. He didn't
Terry
have
Bradshaw actually led the league.
Oh no, I'm not talking about Terry Bradshaw. I'm only talking about Troy Aikman right now. He's a bum. He's a okay, wait.
Terry,
I don't, because words mean things, right? So I'm not gonna say he's a bum because that's a disrespectful term. He's not a bum. He's just a regular nigga. That's Troy Aikman is regular sauce. All right. Troy Aikman is about as regular as you can get when it comes to a quarterback. He's not going to lead you in touchdowns. He ain't going to make bad decisions. He's not going to throw for 3 million yards. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to getting the job done, can't knock it. You know what I'm saying? 3 Super Bowls. Can't knock that.
No, not at all. But what I'm saying with Terry Bradshaw, using that example, Terry Bradshaw had talent, but he did something like Terry Bradshaw is actually an MVP, not just a Super Bowl MVP. He's a regular season MVP. He's led the league. So he was actually that dude. And on top of that, he was the sole clutch performer in those Super Bowls. So you got to give him a love. I think Terry Bradshaw, for that reason, he deserves to be considered top 10 at least. You can't lead the team to 4 Super Bowls when.
But
I'm not going to talk about Super Bowls and then mention Jim Kelly, who went to 4 and didn't win any of them.
No, but no. In all seriousness, right? I was just playing earlier. Championships to me, honestly, don't equate to greatness. That just means that you were able to lead a team. So championships, because
I think they can.
They help in the argument, but they do not solidify such and such as a god because he has a championship. Robert Horry, such and such as a god because he has a championship. Kenny Smith, like they don't.
Well, Robert Horry played 10 minutes a game.
Well, I think he might have had a few 30-minute games.
More, but
the
point is he. But I think, like, for example, it's what you do on the field. Tom Brady was the greatest to me when I realized that he was the only quarterback in history to win 3 Super Bowls without Hall of Fame receivers. Before Moss,
Tom
before
Brady
Gronk,
literally makes people.
He won
makes
a title
people better. He makes people have a name, and then when they go to other teams, it shows. Like when David Givens left the Patriots, he went to the Seahawks, and nobody knew who he was. Deion Branch did the same thing, and nobody knew who he was. So it's the same thing, but I really wish Digga didn't. I think he got a phone call. I just texted him. I wanted to see why he didn't want to conclude Tom Brady, because everybody's got a different reason. Like my dad, he says John Elway's the greatest quarterback of all time. My uncle says Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback. And my uncle doesn't equate championships to anything. He doesn't care about championships. That's just what you were able to get your team to do. Individual accolades, if you're defensive player of the year, if you're a scoring champion, if you're a touchdown king, stuff like that, that goes towards that's a GOAT conversation.
Right. Even if you were to take the championships out of it, Tom Brady would still be in the conversation.
Yeah, just with stats, just with his touchdown, just with quarterback stats, touchdowns, yards, and interceptions. There
just
we go.
from doing the most with less. He was out here winning games with David Givens and
Deion Branch
and
got a Super Bowl MVP.
Dog, bro, you continue to disrespect Deion Branch like he was a scrub. You continue to disrespect that man.
Who was he after Tom Brady? He went back to the Patriots. After going to 2 other teams, he said, yo, I got to go back home. I need love. Come on, man.
Oh, my goodness, bro. It's funny, man, because Tom Brady did the most. If you look at the record, who's thrown the most touchdowns to different receivers, it's Tom Brady. He's thrown to linebackers, linemen, people that probably was a janitor at your school.
Uh-oh. You breaking up. We're having technical difficulties, guys. Let me go.
Technical difficulties.
Let me give y'all some love real quick. He's back. Never mind. Whatever. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're here. But yeah,
Tom
man.
Brady, I mean, Tom Brady to me is definitely the greatest quarterback. People talk about the cheating and all that stuff. I mean, to me, that's more of a Bill Belichick.
I'm gonna be honest, bro.
It's Bill Belichick more than Tom Brady.
I need to cover something real quick. I'm gonna tell you, people's personal issues is what's causing them to say this myth that championships don't matter, because they do. I am sick of hearing that. I'm gonna make a video on that because they do matter, but they don't matter for everybody. That's what they mean to say. They don't matter for the role players, for the Robert Horrys who chipped in, no pun intended, I think, who chipped in, but he never carried a team. For those who have the burden of carrying a team, for the Trent Dilfers, the Brad Johnsons, people like that, they don't matter for them. But in terms of guys who have led a team, guys who have the teams to win Super Bowls, they have the talent to do so and don't complain. And if sometimes the game depends on what they do in that moment, then it does matter. It matters with Aaron Rodgers. It matters with Dan Marino. It matters with Tom Brady. It matters with John Elway. It matters with these guys. It matters with Jim Kelly. It matters with Brett Favre. It matters with these guys, with Drew Brees, with Johnny Unitas. It matters with them. They've all had teams that had the ability to do so. They've all had teams that could win. They've all had teams that could win titles. And they've all been in situations to where you need to win the game. And I've seen these guys. I've seen Dan Marino fail at doing that. I saw Brett Favre fail at doing that. I saw these guys fail. I saw them get put in situations. So,
What about
I don't use championships.
What about Peyton Manning
championships yeah, Peyton Manning. I
though?
saw him
No,
throw
I say that
an
because
interception.
his championship against Carolina was the defense. It wasn't Peyton. Peyton failed. He failed miserably.
Yeah.
Or when they got mud stomped by Seattle.
But he still got there. But the point is, you're right. But what I'm saying, I was talking about when you felt like he was still the voice of the team that got them there. But I'm talking about when you fail, when his failures that didn't end in the Super Bowl, like when he threw his interception in the Super Bowl against the Saints, that was his fault. So when I say championships matter, they do. I've seen Tom Brady drive his team down the field. I've seen him in Super Bowls that they couldn't win unless he drove them 90 yards down and scored a touchdown. If he was sitting there switching the plays with the offense against the Eagles, against the Seahawks, against the Falcons, but against the Falcons.
Bro, the Falcons. Oh my gosh, that shouldn't even. Whoo, the Falcons are still doing that to this day. Like they're making sure they drop leads, making sure that we are going to let you guys know we drop leads. That's what we're good at. 20-point leads at that. That's crazy. Anyway.
Bro, it was 28-3 in the third quarter. And in my head, I said there's still a slight chance because I've seen Tom Brady do it. Before that, the record for the comeback in the Super Bowl was by him too. He had the previous record, what people don't realize. And so it was like, okay, there's a chance, but I highly doubt it. I didn't think that they would just I know Tom Brady is great, but come on, bro. The Falcons and the Clippers have got to be related. The owners have got to be related somehow.
You said the Falcons got to be what?
The Falcons and the Clippers of the NBA have got to be related somehow.
You know what? You know what? Hold on. Let's reel this all in because we're all over the place. Let's reel it in, right? Let's bring it in. Because we started on Jesus and we ended up on Tom Brady. So let's bring it in, all right? All right. So first of all, y'all, we started the show off by me saying that I'm not a Christian, right? So let's just cover that point. Kenny was talking about it, at the end of the day, Christian, believer, whatever. Same side of two sides of the same coin, whatever. And then I was just joking about all that Brett Favre stuff. So
I know.
I still don't like that.
We do that all the time.
I definitely don't like him. That's not a joke, but I'm not going to say he's a bum. That was funny. And then I just wanted to see what Digga was going to say, but then he, dropped off. And then now we're here. But what we will discuss in full is Playoff P, a.k.a. Paul George. I do not like this guy. I have never liked this guy. In Indiana, I didn't like him. When he went head-to-head with LeBron in the Heat, I thought it was dope. I thought it was a great performance. Does that make him a superstar? In my eyes, hell no. What has he done since? Broke a leg, changed teams twice, and not done anything.
Hey, you didn't have to mention that. You didn't
Literally
have to mention that.
Went on stage and broke a leg. Good luck, guys. Break a leg tonight. And he did it for y'all. Crack. You know what I'm saying? Failure. Now he's Playoff P. Where's Playoff P doing? What is he doing? Losing games, getting splashed on by little people like Dame. Dame was what, 6'3", 6'4"? Paul George 6'7"?
Oh, he is not that. No. Dame is like maybe.
You know what? Hey, hold up. No, let's Google it. I'm about to Google it. You said he's shorter than that?
He can't be no 6'4".
You said he's 6'1"?
He seems like a small dude.
Nah,
maybe like 6'2".
I think Dame is 6'3", bro. Let's see.
Yes. Let's look it up.
Dame is. Oh, God, Paul George, you're trash. You got splashed on by a dude that's 6'2". He's smaller than Steph. He's smaller than Steph. Paul George 6'7" and got splashed on by a dude that's.
But first of all, Dame is actually a better player than Paul, so he's a little dude.
We definitely know that. That furthermore, look, this whole segment is dedicated to trashing Playoff P. You know what I'm saying? Or as Skip Bayless would say, way off P.
Oh my! It's almost like Roy Hibbert rubbed off on him. My bad.
Yo, nah, you know what? Roy Hibbert, though, I believe the story behind all that is that somebody on the Pacers was smashing his wife, and that's why he had the breakdown of a player. It was that, and then like apparently he was going against his coach, but apparently somebody was having sex with his wife on his team, and ever since then, that's when Roy Hibbert. Because remember, it was like night and day. He went from being great, and then he just literally fell off. So with Roy, you know, you gotta. Hey, I can't not necessarily say like it's never been confirmed, but the way that he acted, pretty sure somebody was messing around with the kid's wife. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody can't be LeBron.
That's rough.
Everybody can't be LeBron. You know, Delonte West was smashing LeBron's mom, and Karma came and got him hard. He was a crackhead. So.
Oh. No, don't do that, man.
Karma came and got him hard, boy. Hard.
I'm staying out of that one. Shout out to Delonte West, man. Get better, fam.
Well, you know, Mark Cuban went and picked him up and put him in a rehab station and all that kind of stuff.
I respect Mark Cuban for actually going. Like,
yeah, he didn't send out nobody.
Make a parading post about it. He went. The billionaire went.
Yeah. Put his feet on the ground.
And took care of this dude.
That's dope.
Yes.
That's super dope. That's super dope.
But what does that say about his people?
Who, Delonte's people?
Yeah.
Well, you got to look at it like this, right? So, for instance, if your friend was homeless and they were on drugs and you know you've done everything, obviously I can't call you because you're homeless. Maybe I can. Who knows? Maybe I can't call you. So I call you, talk to you. I may even go out, pick you up. Let's go out to eat. Hey, bro, let's do better. You're better than that. Come on. Let's you know. And at the end of the day, that's just not what you want to do. Like that's just not how you feeling. At the end of the day, you like the lifestyle that you're living, and you say, where's people at? What if they don't have no money? So nobody can help him, you know? So he just got to sit in that. So then it takes somebody else to come in, somebody with money like Mark Cuban who can literally afford to rehab him, get him a job, put some food in his belly, give him, you know, like Mark Cuban can pay a whole year's worth of apartment bills, car note, like all that, and just set him up like, hey, bro, this is your car, this is your house. You just got to go to rehab and get better. He can set him up with that. Put $1 million in his account and have only 10,000 released every week. You know, like something like that. He can do that.
Right.
Whereas his people, you know, like it's gonna be hard to get somebody. First of all, if I'm homeless, I'm on drugs. Yeah, okay, I'm going to rehab now. Now what? Now I gotta be sober and think about all the millions of dollars I blew. Then I got to think about everything, every bridge that I've burned because of the drugs. So I'm doing this poor. I'm not doing it as an NBA star no more. Then, as much as I talk shit about it, the internet, I got to look at videos Delonte West did. I got to keep seeing myself in that thing. I got to go to IHOP and somebody's going to come up, hey, bro, ain't you? And, you know, like, people are jerks. So I do feel sorry for people every once in a while. That's a tough one right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's tough.
Yeah, man. It was rough to see how somebody could. And on the side note, it's one of those. Be careful how you treating people. Be careful, because man, oh man. It'll come. That's why humility is such a big deal. I think especially when, like, for me as a believer, like when you, even if I just forgot about God, just forgot about it, just be like, man, I got this all on my own. I got this talent on my own. I got this YouTube on my own. Like, it's all me, fam, me. And so, you know, God could be like, oh, okay, cool,
and take it right away.
It's all, not even that, just like for example, not to get all like religious, but like to me, the
masked up shouty. Masked up shouty.
My bad, y'all. I had some business to handle.
Nah, it's all good. We're adults. I get it. All right, Digga. So right now we went to a totally different path. But I will say I was just joking about the whole Brett Favre being a bum and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to see what you was gonna say. But I did want to ask you, why is Brett Favre? Well, you said the longevity and all that stuff, but with the championships versus, let's do championships, MVPs, whatever. Why do you put him above everybody else?
Because of his tenacity. Brett Favre stayed cool under pressure. I've only seen 3 quarterbacks do that. Brett Favre, Tom Brady, John Elway. Brett Favre's tenacity was beast, was killer. The way he controlled the game was key. And that's why I put him as one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time. But he's not my favorite NFL player of all time.
Who's your favorite player?
That's a good point.
Barry Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
can't knock that.
Barry's my Barry was my X. On a side note, or maybe it's kind of, I don't know if this ties in, but Barry Sanders, I feel so bad for him because I remember seeing somebody asked him, "Why did you retire?"
Because he said he was
done. And after a while, I think he said they robbed him of his competitive spirit. They weren't making the team better. He was locked in a contract. He couldn't leave. He wanted to get traded, and they were going to check this out. They were going to trade him to Miami with Dan Marino. Good Lord, that could have been crazy. But the Lions didn't want to. They just wanted to hold him hostage and keep something good. And so he left. Yeah. Same thing happened with Calvin Johnson. He left.
Barry,
hey, Digga, you know this. Barry Sanders was on a route to absolutely shatter the rushing record.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And he was the most elusive running back I've seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
But there's another part to your story, Kenny. Do you know when he retired, he didn't actually retire? It was after a playoff game, and his agent calls him and asks, "How do you feel?" And he says, "I'm tired. I'm tired. And his agent took that as he was retiring.
So his agent put it out there before he even...
His agent put it out there before he did. His agent sent, a fax to the Lions organization saying, "My client is about to retire." But it's like you said, Kenny, he was stuck on a team that did not care about him. As much as he cared about Detroit, Detroit did not love him back. And that's facts. That's facts. No matter what he did for the city of Detroit, Detroit could not meet his demands. Pay the man. That's what he wanted. Get the man a team. That's what he wanted. And one year he even said, "Hey, look, if I had an offensive line that was a little bit better, I'd be dangerous." And he was already dangerous. Let that marinate for a second.
Yo, if he had that Cowboys line.
Right.
Man. If he had that Cowboys line from 2 years ago.
Right, because he was way better than him.
A lot of times he really had to run the way that he did, which was, it looked all wonderful and amazing to us because his line was so terrible. He had to make a way to score. That's why
if you look at all the negative yards that he gave himself, he robbed himself of a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Digga, if you remember when he would score, he didn't have enough energy to celebrate because it's not that he didn't want to. He just had no more energy left. And so he just handed the ball off. He was too tired.
Exactly. And the thing about it was, I've never seen anybody whose footwork was as great as Barry Sanders. That's why he's my favorite player of all time.
He's the greatest running back of all time in my mind.
Easily though. I don't think there's any type of competition for him. That's easy to me.
No, but I'm glad I got to grow up in an era where I got to witness Barry Sanders play. Because when I tell people about him, I said, look, This man was a walking video game.
Yes.
Like, and that's the best way I can describe him, a walking video game. Things that you see in video games, the, you know, spin moves, the jukes, the foot movement was Barry Sanders. Everything that you can do in a video game, Barry Sanders did in real life and with flair. And he doesn't get the credit he deserves. And that's one thing that pisses me off.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
No,
I think even like all the sports stations, I think they give him enough credit. They give him love. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they'll sit here and talk about.
No, but here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. It's my problem with ESPN because they have this way of cheering for or putting on a pedestal who they want. But like Barry Sanders had the same personality as Tim Duncan. The same personality.
Yes.
Same as us.
Yes.
Oh, Kenny froze. But yeah, very valid point.
Okay, but all right, but this is what I do want to say about, you know, Barry Sanders. And, you know, I'm going to match it with Kenny's personality statement. Barry Sanders was the guy who never got overly excited. He was the guy who, you know, never really celebrated this, that, and the third. Barry Sanders' whole demeanor is, hey, look, the game's not over. Let's play ball. And you had to respect it. Had to.
Now, see, this is why. And see, I'm quiet on this on this topic because I never watched Barry Sanders. I only seen one game my whole life of Barry Sanders playing. Other than that, I've only seen highlights. And I mean, obviously the highlights are going to make him look like a god. So I've always thought he was the best running back, but I didn't watch him play because I didn't like watching football back then. So
it was like watching Picasso create a picture. That was Barry Sanders on the field. It was amazing. It was like, oh my God. Like that's what it reminded me of. And the problem is, I think for historical reasons, they like to say Jim Brown.
Jim Brown was good, but he was injury prone.
Do you think he was injury prone? Because they say he used to fake injuries all the time. How he would just lay on the ground and he would take forever to get up.
Yeah.
He used to fake it?
Yeah, like he would lay on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like he would wait for the play, like boom, plays over, and then Jim Brown be on the ground, and he would get up slow. And he would do it all the time because he never wanted anybody to know if he was actually injured or if he was faking it. So I saw that in this random ass documentary I was watching.
Lazy as hell.
So I thought that was pretty cool. Like he was faking it because he didn't want them to know.
But what people don't know, because it's so long ago, Jim Brown actually had some Hall of Fame offensive linemen. People don't know that.
Yeah.
He had some Hall of offensive linemen on his team.
But did he have a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Wait, say that again?
Said, did he have a Hall of Fame quarterback?
No.
All I know is he was on the team when they won a championship. Like last time Cleveland won a championship, which is like before the merger. And so like he was on some championship Browns teams, and they had some talent. He came after that Otto Graham era.
Okay.
And so they were still built, you know. And that was the team that was supposed to have Ernie Davis, who ended up dying from leukemia.
The dude that they made that movie about?
Yes, that's Ernie Davis.
Okay.
Heisman Trophy winner, all that.
Yeah.
And so
you're talking about Brian,
he was going to tag team there.
You said who?
Huh?
Are you talking about the movie Brian song?
No. It's hold on, I'll look it up real quick. What's that movie called?
I don't remember the name of it, but it was about Ernie Davis because he went to Syracuse just like Jim Brown. And he was, you know, and he faced a lot of racism, but he ended up being the best. And he got drafted by the Browns. And then he went during training camp. He got
The
sick.
Express.
And he ended up getting leukemia.
It's a movie called The
Express. Hey guys, I hate to do a sidebar on this show. I know it's going strong, but I'm behind a crackhead on a moped who is doing about 30 in a 60. So I'm not too happy, and it's a one-lane road.
He said I'm on a crackhead.
I'm
A crackhead
behind
on a
a
moped.
crackhead on a moped.
Hey man,
But
you
go
know
on,
what?
guys.
You never know. You never know that he might be telling you something, man. This might be a sign. You just got to slow down for now. You know, just relax.
But go on, guys.
Side note. It's October 17th. We are officially 1 month away from Roy Jones Jr. possibly getting the hell beat out of him by Mike Tyson.
Possibly.
Okay, you know what? No, listen, man. First of all, I'm worried for both of them. And here's my problem, because I am a boxing fanatic, and I know better than to just be manipulated by what I see with somebody punching a target that isn't moving. Okay? And so for a 50-year-old, Mike Tyson looks amazing. But for a 50-year-old, people got to understand, Roy Jones Jr. has fought more recently than Mike Tyson.
Yeah, fact. And he don't look nearly as good.
No, he's just a different type of fighter.
No, I mean
Mike
body
Tyson,
wise.
let me
like
tell you,
them being naked, he don't look good. Like Roy Jones looked like an old man. Mike Tyson has literally. I don't care how that sounds. You can pause or whatever. Both bodies, Mike Tyson looks great. Like he looks like he's really putting.
Well, you know what?
Work.
Let me tell you. As a kid, I learned to not look at bodies, because Anthony Joshua had a good body and he got destroyed by somebody with a terrible body. George Foreman had a terrible body when he was old, and he was destroying people in the 90s, and at the age of 45.
Yo, you remember?
Wait a minute. And so even Tyson Fury wasn't all the way back in full shape.
Oh, Butterbean.
He was beating down Deontay Wilder. So what I'm saying is, I don't care what your body looks like. I don't care that you're training to get your body in shape. That has nothing to do with getting in the ring and boxing. So I'm just wanting to let that be known right now.
Hey, say what you want. Say what you want. Both of them are cut up people. If we were talking about one dude that was already fat before, then that wouldn't matter. But both of them come from being cut. And Roy Jones does not look like he's putting in the work that Mike Tyson has.
But
it don't matter. I don't care about the boxing standpoint. From a workout standpoint, Roy Jones ain't putting in the work that Mike Tyson is.
Nope. Not
at all. About boxing, though. How you don't care about the boxing standpoint?
Because from the wait, what? Was that a Juvenile album?
It was. It was.
Yo, hold on. He has a Juvenile album, like an original Juvenile album. That's dope. That's dope. But no, from a boxing standpoint, it's like you said, Roy Jones has recently fought, right? Which is cool. But that could also be a bad thing, because it could be looked at as Roy Jones fighting later on in his years and not really giving a shit. So right now, him preparing to fight Tyson, he might actually be getting his mind right. Whereas,
hey, wait, it's something that I want to let it be known to the public. Listen, man, I noticed something. First of all, people got to pay attention. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones would have never fought anyway, because they were different weight classes, if we're being honest.
They would have, because Roy Jones went up.
Jumped to heavyweight. Right, but they would have never fought. Tyson ignored the call out from Holyfield and all of a sudden listened to Roy Jones. Say what you want, but he's a smart guy. He ignored the call out from Holyfield.
Now look, you can say he ignored it all you want. You can say that. We can all say that. But if you know the facts of Holyfield, you know that he has a bad heart. And being this age, it wouldn't even be smart for him to fight in the first place. So
stop it. He fought years after. He's fine. He fought years after the bad heart anyway. He had a bad heart when he beat up Mike Tyson in '96.
Nigga, he's 60.
Is he?
Huh?
He's an old ass man now. This is his heart is not built for boxing anymore. That is dangerous. One bad shot to the chest.
He's fine.
He might not be 60. He might be like 50.
Let me tell you, everybody has their kryptonite. And for Mike Tyson, that was his kryptonite. It is what it is. He just couldn't, because people don't know, he actually beat Mike Tyson when they were in amateurs too. Before they became
Holyfield is 57.
Yeah, damn near 60.
Yeah, so that
But he's
fighting
always
with
been a
your
great
bad
fighter.
heart, that's just not smart decision making.
Dog, where are you getting this from? He had a heart issue when he was in his 30s that he dealt with, but he kept fighting after that. He even won titles after that.
Hey, look, if you want to pretend that your body just randomly gonna get better at 57 than it was at 30, he shouldn't have been fighting then. They didn't want him to fight when he was 30. They told him to stop, and he ignored everybody.
Mike Tyson did what they were falsely accusing Floyd Mayweather of doing. Mike Tyson, because he ain't the only person to call him out. But, you know, Mike Tyson is choosing Roy Jones, the guy who he would never fight. Like, I was like, all right, that's cool.
Well, they tried to fight, but they couldn't make an arrangement for it. When they were still actually fighting, Mike Tyson was supposed to fight Roy Jones, but the management couldn't make an arrangement for it.
When?
Back in like 05, 06. They were supposed to fight.
No, Mike Tyson was garbage that year.
It don't matter. You said they would have never fought. They had a plan to fight, but management didn't allow it to happen, which is good because Mike Tyson definitely would have got robbed.
Bring up that
he would have got beat up. From 2004 on, Mike Tyson would have definitely lost.
Show me the source of that, because I don't ever remember that. Show me the source and the proof of it, because
I'll show you. I'll send it to you.
I remember Mike Tyson getting I remember how Lennox Lewis damn near killed that guy. He killed him pretty much.
You know what though? The whole Lennox Lewis thing, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I don't really like looking at older Tyson fights because as much as people say it's a cop-out, like he just literally wasn't the same fighter. You could tell he didn't care anymore. He had already went to jail.
Listen, man.
He had all the drug problems.
Listen, man.
He was already going through his own mental issues that nobody was worried about. They just let him walk around life and do anything. So all those old fights after Holyfield.
Wait. This is Mike Tyson. This ain't Delonte West, dog.
Okay, so you're saying that because it's Mike Tyson, like he can't go through life issues. You know what I'm saying? Look at Mike Tyson in that Lennox Lewis fight. Watch the Lennox Lewis fight again. I don't know when's the last time you watched it, but watch it again. That is not the Mike Tyson.
Lennox Lewis was older than him. Lennox Lewis.
I don't care about age. That's not relevant right now.
Lewis came to fight.
Yes. Look at Mike Tyson. He was not there to fight. Look at him. He does not look like Mike Tyson.
Hey, he fought Lennox Lewis when Lennox Lewis was out of his prime. Lennox Lewis is older than Mike Tyson.
That's fine. I'm saying look at Mike. He didn't want to be there. His mental was not ready for that fight, period. Mentally, he wasn't there.
Yes, he did. Mike Tyson's the one that wanted to fight.
All right. Oh, you can go back and watch the fight and look at it. That's not the same Mike
Tyson. Hey, all y'all do is make excuses for this man. Y'all make excuses.
You just don't like Mike Tyson. That's fine.
Knew how to box.
I tell you what, X-Jack, after I get done with this, I'll watch it again.
Go watch I promise if you go watch that fight, that is not the same Mike Tyson. I don't care if he wanted to fight. That nigga was not ready. Ooh, what album is that? That The Predator?
No, it's Timberland.
Oh, I thought it was The Predator. Yo, speaking of the Predator. Speaking of the Predator. How do you feel about Ice Cube? I feel like everybody needs to learn how to pay attention because Ice Cube ain't doing nothing wrong.
Ice Cube is still my dog. I understand what he was trying to do. The thing about it is, with the whole Ice Cube situation, if he wants to sit down with Trump and develop a platinum plan and show them, hey, this can work, this could work, this could work, why are we stopping him from doing that?
Because everybody has been brainwashed to automatically see Trump and go crazy. It's just like I was telling Kenny earlier. You could have a grape running for president right now, and that grape is going to get a few votes only because I hate Trump. Like, that's how people are literally operating. If you say Trump's name, they automatically just run.
Yep.
Like, oh no, Trump. Like, if you go back, and that's for anybody listening and watching, like anybody, if you go back and look, go watch some of those Democratic nominees talk. Go listen to everybody talking last year, Andrew Yang and all them. Go listen to them. Their main plan, all the Democrats' main plan was, we're gonna get rid of Trump. That was everybody's main thing. They didn't actually have any policies that mattered. It was just, we're gonna make sure we get Trump out of here.
Right.
Sorry guys, anytime I'm close to something, my car makes a noise. So.
Oh, you know, you good?
All right. Let me go and park and sit here and focus. Can y'all see me?
So
Can y'all see me?
my
Yeah.
device over here. My device over here is may actually die at some point, but just say forgive me ahead of time.
Oh Lord.
Why don't you just charge it?
What?
Why don't you just plug it in?
Oh well, I'm using a charger for the pad so I could record myself. But I got you. Just give me a second.
Bro, do you see this? Do you see the album that he just put up? Did you see the album that he just
Put up
what?
again?
Look at put that album back up, man. Little Romeo.
What?
What? 2 Romeo albums? Oh, yo, look, let me tell y'all something. Digga has said in the past that he is a Master P No Limit fan.
I am.
This man just put up 2 Romeo albums. Like, he really was all about No Limit. That's wild. This man
How many people you know got these albums?
Look, first of all, I don't want them albums, and I can stream them. I don't want them. You talking about a terrible look, Lil Romeo? I'm not gonna sit here and say that he was bad, but he definitely wasn't good. You know, people were talking about doing a versus battle with Bow Wow and Romeo. Bow Wow was slaughter Romeo. It's not even remotely close.
Stop it.
It's not remotely close.
Stop it.
Nigga, we could just do it like this. Look, no, we could just do it like this, right? Look at the influences, right? One had the influence of Snoop, and one had the influence of P.
Let me quit. Let me quit.
El Terrible.
Wow.
El Terrible, sir. That was terrible. There's no way.
Man.
But seriously, Digga, did you vote? Are you voting this year?
Yes, I've already did an early ballot. Yes, I've already voted.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Yeah, I can hear you. I've already voted.
Okay. Hold on real quick. My battery's on my mic about to die. Hold up.
All right, hold on. Let me what's it called? Let me walk in the house.
All right.
Welcome to MTV.
All right. What's Kenny doing? Where'd Kenny go?
Kenny's right here.
Can't see your pretty face, girl.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, these technical difficulties are real over here.
My weekend's not ruined. I'm off. Well, good then. I'm off right now. My weekend's not ruined. X-Jack. X-Jack.
Is he there?
I have no idea.
Oh, he's fixing the mic.
I had to change my batteries. Yeah, what's the point of having a camera if y'all ain't gonna look at what I'm doing?
Oh man, I wasn't even paying attention, dog.
Okay, there we go.
I'm over here waving at the camera and stuff like, look, no, wait.
Hey, I got to record some stuff in a few minutes, so you'll know. But stick around for a little bit.
So
I'm just going
upstairs. Like I was saying, but yeah, so you said you did vote already, and I'm not obviously not gonna ask you who you voted for, But
I don't care. I'll tell y'all who I voted for.
well, who'd you vote for?
I wrote Digga Jones in the ballot. I voted for myself. I'm the only person I trust.
You know,
obviously that's a lie. No, but like I said, honestly, I voted for the less of both evils. I voted for Biden.
All right, so now. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is it staticky?
Slightly.
Slightly. Okay, let's hold
on. I like how it says Xavier and call me Jackson.
Yeah, you know, when I do my Zooms, man, you know, I gotta make sure everybody knows. Oh, those.
I see you. Oh,
I like those. But nah, so okay, so you say I voted for the lesser of two evils, right?
Correct.
All right, so seriously, what makes you feel like that was the lesser of two evils?
Okay,
and I ask you because I know you know about crime laws and all this other stuff, so you obviously know Joe Biden wrote it and all that, so I don't have to go into that.
Well, no. See, that's where everybody gets things twisted. He did not write the crime bills. He did not write the crime laws. If you really want to look at it, Hillary wrote the crime laws and crime bills. He signed off on it. Do your research.
Why did he sign off on it?
Because it was a good move at the time.
At the time.
Okay, no, that's fine. Now, what I will say though is, do you really believe that he's changed over all this time?
You got to look at the good that he did under the Obama administration. You got to look at what he helped pass, what he helped pass. Some of the reforms that he helped put in the movement. And the thing about it is, people change as you get older, and as you start to learn your country, as you start to learn how your people work, you change. That's just like all right, you used to be an MP, correct?
Right.
So you used to be an MP. Now, if all you knew was MP, and I hired you for what I do now, because I'm not a father anymore, if I hired you to help me deliver durable medical equipment, hospital beds to homes and hospices, the thing about it is your whole MP mind frame changes.
Okay.
Because you have me as a leader saying this is how we do things, this is what's done, so on, so on, and so on. You're not thinking as an MP no more. You're thinking as a delivery tech. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, what I will say this is, okay, so I can get your point on that, but I think my biggest issue with Joe Biden, right? My biggest issue is I never wanted Joe Biden, right? I wanted Bernie, which obviously a lot of people wanted Bernie, right?
We all did.
Go ahead.
I said we all did.
Right. So my thing is this: I don't personally have a problem with Donald Trump. I've gone on previous podcasts before and said, like, I don't think Donald Trump is bad. There's plenty of policies that have been passed under Trump that are great, especially for black people. And I made this one dude mad because I was like, Donald Trump has done more for black people than Obama did, and he went crazy. But it's true. Like, at the end of the day, it is. It's true. As far as policies, I don't care about the face and being rude and all that stuff. Like, what Obama did for black people as a whole, as far as seeing what we can do in this country, hell no. Nobody's ever going to pass that. Like, Obama is the only president that some of these kids ever even knew their whole life. So they only knew the president to be black. You know what I'm saying? So Obama did great things for children. But as far as policies and everything for black people, Obama didn't do nothing that helped me. There's a lot of things that were said that were going to be done. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the end of the day, policy for policy, Trump is better.
That's what any politician says. XYZ can be done. XYZ will be done. so on and so on. And sometimes it's just like the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Right.
And, you know, you can only do what your cabinet will allow you to do. You can say, hey, look, this is what I want passed, so on and so on. It's still got to go to Senate. You can say, I want to do this, so on and so on. Just because you're the president doesn't mean you override anything. It still has to go to Senate for vote.
Facts.
So you can, like I said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can say, this is what I want done. But if your cabinet and Senate doesn't want it done, then you're stuck in a gridlock.
Now
you're going to look like the bad guy.
Now, with that being said, right?
Uh-huh.
Does that negate the fact that policy for policy, Trump's administration has done more?
No.
So when I say more, that,
I need some examples.
Okay. Hold on. This is fun. Hold on. Now we're having a podcast. Now we podding.
I need some examples here.
All right, let's see. Hold up.
And like I said,
let me pull it up.
Honestly speaking, you know, I don't speak ill on my commander in chief.
Oh, well, no, I mean, I don't have a problem with anybody disliking anybody. That is your prerogative. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for me to make anybody like anything. I personally don't care. People don't like Trump, cool. You know,
I will say we've never had a more notorious president since Nixon. We haven't had a more notorious president since Nixon, and I will say that.
I mean,
like you guys saying, this man has a warrant that's right now.
All right, so you said some things that he has done, right? All right, so this is not a joke either. He did create the Space Force, which I thought was hilarious. I just always say that because it's funny. But he's done the tax reform. He's pulled troops out of Iran. He did the First Step Act, which I'm pretty sure you're already familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, for me, the First Step Act alone.
All these things that you named, which administrative staff started that?
But see, Digga, that's what I'm saying though. It might have been started under that administration, but I'm only going off of facts. The facts are these have been passed since. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I don't care about the face. I just look at what's happening.
But that's just like, if I'll go back to Foot Locker. If I used to be the store manager at this Foot Locker and I implemented these rules to come into play, if I ended up leaving and these rules finally came into play under your tenure because you're the new manager, you're going to be remembered for that. But you got to understand where this started, where the groundwork started. It just only got approved because it was, finally approved. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm the one that sat there and said, this is what I want done. This is what I want done. This is what I want done. Oh, Champs is offering me, $30,000 more a year. I think I'm going to go, over there. Now you moved into position and you're looking like you're coming out roses because all these things that I fought for and all these things that I got passed through happened to come under your tenure.
Okay. Now, what happens when I take what you're doing, I add a little to it, and then the person that's coming after me or the person that wants to come after me is trying to just tear all that shit up? But because everybody has started to hate me, they're just going to go with his plan because they say I'm an asshole.
Okay. All right. So let me go and bring this into play. Throw this bug in your ear. What was wrong with Obamacare?
Personally, for me, I didn't like it because I didn't need it. But my only problem with Obamacare is that the tax credit, the paying into taxes if you didn't have insurance. Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like about it. But I get it. It was good because everybody had to have insurance, et cetera, et cetera.
Then why repeal it?
Because people like me who didn't want to pay are happy about it.
It wasn't just people like you who didn't want to pay. You got to understand, when Trump decided we're going to repeal Obamacare, this, that, and the third, how many people were left without insurance?
A lot of people, especially ones
how many elderly
people? Yeah.
How many elderly people who need their meds? And and the reason why this hits me is because my dad was one of these people.
Okay.
How many people did it affect? Now you got medicines like simple metformin, skyrocketing from what used to be $12 a vial to now $70. And on top of that, people who retire are on a fixed income. So when you're so used to spending XYZ on XYZ, and now this goes up almost, 7 times the cost, how are you going to factor that in? And now you don't even have insurance because now that's repealed as well. So what good was that?
I think honestly, the only good that came from it was the tax break that was created from it.
Otherwise,
it killed people.
But who did the tax break mostly help?
Oh, rich people, of course.
Already fortunate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
My dad's not rich by any means, and I'm not saying he's poor by any means. But if I'm sitting there taking an additional $200 out of your pocket each month, because now you're having to pay for this insurance and stuff like that, you're going to be upset with me. Now, because I just changed your way of living. Now you're adjusting to living this way. Now you're worried about where am I going to get groceries from, so on and so on and so on.
So it trickles down. It's a slippery slope.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a whole trickle down effect, and it doesn't affect anybody on the higher tier.
Right.
And the thing that got me mad with the way the Trump administration is handling things is the whole way he's handling the coronavirus thing. So you got places overseas like Italy. Italy gives their citizens $3,000 a month just to live, just to provide.
And Germany does something similar to that as well. I know all of Europe, basically, Europe is doing it.
I think Germany's giving $5,000 a month, and you got places in Africa giving $2,000 to $4,000 a month, this, that, and the third. And you know what the American people got?
$1,200 a year.
A $1,200 stimulus check. One-time $1,200 stimulus check. Who is that really helping?
Because it doesn't help anybody, because that $1,200 is literally going to cover maybe a mortgage.
And you got people like my landlord's brother who's here right now, fixing things, working on a weekend. There's people who don't need to be out right now, but they're out because the thing about it is this country eats its own. America eats its young. And I don't get me wrong, I am a proud American. I love to be American. And, I would say that we have the greatest country in the world. But at the end of the day, our country is dog eat dog.
Very true. We don't help the less fortunate. We don't care about the less fortunate. We pretend we do.
And then on top of that, when we do help the less fortunate, what happens? We have to have a camera crew. We have to.
Yeah, but it's only for glory. It's basically you help the less fortunate to boost you. So I'm already rich, but I need to make sure that my name stays.
So that's why I applaud the likes of Jay-Z, because Jay-Z does give back, but he doesn't announce he's giving back, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he does it. He does it for real.
So, and then you got people like, I hate to bring the commander-in-chief in here again. I did more for the Black community than XYZ, which was a lie. And then you got people like, let me think of somebody. Because there was a story recently that pissed me off. I can't remember what rapper it was. I want to say maybe Chance the Rapper, who, I gave back $7 million and nobody even seems to sit there and want to talk to me about that, or you're looking for praise for something. It might not have been Chance the Rapper.
Well, I don't know who it was. No, but I'm just saying that sounds crazy. It sounds accurate. Like somebody would definitely cry about something like that, especially nowadays.
I can't remember who it was, but they sat there and got upset that they gave a substantial donation and the news didn't want to talk to them, or so on and so on and so on. Like, if you're giving for the good of your heart, give from the good of your heart. Don't just sit there and look for, praise and accord. Do you know how many people I feed, homeless people I feed on a weekly basis? No, because I don't brag about that shit. Do you know how much I donate? I'm not the richest man in the world, but if I got a little extra, like you go to the grocery store, they say you want to donate $1 to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and I end up donating sometimes $10 to $20. I don't talk about that. Do you know why? Because people don't give a fuck. Excuse my language. Am I allowed to curse on here?
I mean, it's cool. Just
my bad.
Just keep it to a minimum.
I never really understood the rules. I don't know if I can curse or not. That's why, but that's what, you know, and that's something that really, I know we shifted from, you know, Obamacare to
No,
this
no.
right
I
here.
mean, honestly, this is what I care about. Like, the sports and stuff is always cool, but like, this is a real issue because I like to have conversations like this because of the fact that I don't vote regardless, and I know people get mad about that, right? But I am quote unquote pro Trump, you know. So I like to talk to somebody else,
And I don't want,
I like to see the opinions, you know.
I don't want this conversation to seem like I'm anti-Trump, because
No.
honestly speaking,
That's what I'm saying, because that's what the world is turning into, where you can't
no, it
be
is.
friends with
No.
somebody because of a difference of opinion. I can't be mad at you for how you feel, you know, like.
So I got a funny story that happened this morning. So, you know, I just reactivated my Daniel Laurie page, right?
Right.
Somebody asked me, you know, hey, who are you voting for? I said, you know, really, I don't want to talk about that, so on and so on and so on. And they said, you're voting for Biden, aren't you? I said, again, I'm not going to talk about that, this, that, and the third. And they blocked me. Like, this whole election shit is crazy nowadays. Like,
And I mean, that's why I said the world is weird, because I started off the conversation saying, like, you know, people have been programmed to quote unquote hate Trump, but it's the same way on the other side. If you don't like Trump, then that means you like Biden. And if you like Biden, then we can't be cool. And it's like, at the end of the day, whoever gets voted for is gonna be your president, regardless.
exactly.
So it don't matter if we like him or don't. There's plenty of people that hate Donald Trump, but guess what? He's still president. So we can still be friends. Like, it don't like, I'm not gonna block you. That's retarded.
Like 4 years ago, I remember people saying, you know, oh, America's going to go to hell in a handbasket. I said, why do you say that? Oh, because Trump's president. I said, what does that got to do with anything? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who the hell's president. You know, like, that doesn't get, you know, that makes me know, never mind. When Clinton was president, you know, I didn't agree with a lot of his policies, but I'm not going to turn my back on my commander in chief. When Obama was in office, there were some of his policies that I didn't agree with, but I'm not going to turn my back on my commander in chief. Now that Trump's president, there's certain things that I don't agree with, but guess what? I'm not going to turn my back on my commander in chief. Because at the end
Digga's a veteran, if some of you guys haven't picked that up. So
huh?
No, I
You
was
said
letting
what?
people know that you're a veteran, for people who might not be picking that up, because they're like,
Okay,
civilians, they don't know that a commander in chief is like the actual president's, you know, title. So
right. Okay, yeah, I was in the army, guys. So I'm showing my
but no, I definitely agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it I don't see it any different. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I feel like you have a choice, and it's up to you to pick who you think has the best intentions for the country.
and you know,
I personally don't vote because at the end of the day, I know I don't care enough. Like, I don't care whose face is going to be in that office. I know I'm still going to live in America. I'm not going to sit up here, I'm moving to Canada and all this other stuff. Half y'all ain't got passports. Some of they going to leave, but whatever. So
you know the bad part about this current election is people are going out and voting, and they don't know who or what they're voting for.
Not at
they
all.
don't understand any of these guys' policies. They don't understand, you know, any of the terms or litigations that they're going to bring towards us. They just are voting for because it's like the cool thing to do right now, and that's dangerous.
That's why it's funny. Yesterday, I made a story on Facebook, and I said, all y'all keep telling everybody, get out and vote, go do your thing. Just because you tell somebody to go vote doesn't mean they're voting for the person you think they are.
It's not only that. It's just like Rajan said something to me one time. Well, he didn't say it to me per se. He said it on one of his lives. And he was just like, you know, get out and do your research on these candidates. You can't sit there and look at a commercial and say, I think that guy's worth voting for. Like,
just like I think you're probably talking about the same live that I saw, where he was like, most people voting don't even know their senators. They don't know they don't know their
live.
mayor. Yeah.
That same live.
Yeah, because it's the truth. Shout out Rajan. Make sure y'all check that out. Real Talk with Rajan. But no, it's 100% true. You know, like, people don't know. They're out here doing all this craziness, and it's like, bro, like, my friend asked me, because I had made a Facebook post probably like a month or two ago, and she commented on there. She's like, so I don't do research and all this other stuff, but she was like, who should I vote for? And I said, look, if you're not gonna do the research, don't vote.
I can't
just chill at the house.
I can't give you the answers.
Yeah, like there's no point. I said, if you're not gonna do the research on both people, then just stay at home. It's better to just have a bunch of knowledgeable people go and vote for who they want instead of just having a mass amount of people go and put a name in because they're told to.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's not really a democracy. That's just control.
Yeah, and it's just like, Rajon said something in that hit a lot of people. He's like, who's your alderman? I'll wait. Who's your, and he was just going in, and I'm just like, and I'm sitting there looking in the comment section because I answered my questions of who my people were, and it was baffling how many people don't know who's in charge of their own town. They don't know who their mayor is, and I'm just like, this is insane. So you want to have a voice, but you don't want to do the research. Like you said, your friend asking you, who do I vote for? You don't do shit like that. So, and I don't mind.
But somebody got mad at me for telling her that, though. When I said that you should just not vote at all until you do the research, they were like, no, that's not true. Go vote. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And it's like, why? Like, why would you tell somebody to go vote and they're misinformed or they're ignorant in general? Like, why would you do that?
That's just like us going to a sushi restaurant and you eating the wasabi first without knowing what it is and me not saying shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, come on, man. I just think that's ignorant on us. You know what I'm saying? I think it's negligent. Like you shouldn't just say something and just hope that somebody's gonna do it out of, no, that I don't know. To me, that's just backwards teaching. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like you can't serve me a shit sandwich and expect me to be happy that you offered me a dinnerman afterwards. Like, you still fed me shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's true. But but you did ask me. You said you told me to ask. You asked me a couple of Trump's policies or whatever. So my biggest thing about my biggest thing about. You said what?
Well, we got all off subject.
But no, my biggest thing about Trump, like I think, is I just like the fact that he goes after sex crimes. He's like really going hard on sex trafficking and stuff. And I mean, there's
a sexual predator going hard on sex crimes. Picture that shit.
Well, Daniel. So when people say that, right? I look at it this way. At the end of the day, I personally believe all the elitists are sexual predators. All right. We don't have proof of it. We have proof of some of it, but we don't have proof of enough. So the same people that say, Donald Trump's a pervert, I feel like Bill Burr. It's pick your pervert. I think Joe Biden's a pervert. I think Donald Trump's a pervert. But at the end of the day, it's pick your poison. At least Donald Trump is going after, these sex traffickers and stuff like that. So at the same time, it's like, if I got to pick one, at least I'm going to go after the dude that's pretending that he doesn't do it. Right. and killing the people that are doing it, But also, I think my thing with Joe Biden is it's not even the fact that I don't like him. It's the fact that I feel like a lot of the things that they're doing, people aren't paying attention because of the fact that they're utilizing the whole buck against Trump as their steam for their campaign. It's not really, they're not putting out what they're really doing. Like Joe Biden is trying to get rid of fossil fuels and killing a whole industry. Like my best friend is in the oil field. Like if you kill that industry, like you're literally taking my man and his family out the game.
But here's the thing, though. They're going to vote against that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but it's just the point. Like this is something that he wants to push, And it's for the people that are in that field, in that industry, and it's like you're voting for this person, but you don't know that he's going against that,
I feel like I'm doing a Fresca commercial right now.
Hey, a lot of people don't even know what Fresca is.
Listen, if you're a diabetic, Fresca is the only thing that really tastes like soda. So I'm sorry. Fresca is actually sparkling soda water. But yeah, And that just goes back to what we were talking about earlier. People aren't doing their fucking research. People are voting because that's the new fad right now. It's just like when Diddy did the vote or die campaign. People were voting and they didn't even know what the fuck they were voting for.
They were voting for the black guy.
No, the vote or die campaign was for Bush's second term.
Oh, I was in elementary school. Okay, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that was for Bush's second term.
That was when he went against Al Gore, right?
No, I think he went out against Al Gore the first time. Oh God, who did Bush go?
Oh, John Kerry.
Who?
He went against John Kerry the second time.
Right, John Kerry.
Okay, yeah. I was in 8th grade when that happened. I do remember that.
Yeah, that was when Diddy did the vote or die campaign. And speaking of Diddy, man, like you saw what he did yesterday, right?
No.
He had an interview with Charlemagne, and he's like, we got to get a black voters caucus, and we need all the black votes, this, that, and the third, so on and so on. And he's just like, we need to denounce Trump and woo woo woo. You know what I mean? But guess who's one of Diddy's best friends?
Who?
Donald Trump.
Oh, well, Donald Trump is friends with a lot of these dudes, and people just act like they forgot. But go on.
So, like, I understand Diddy does this every voting year. We got to rock the vote. We got to, vote or die. And now we need the black vote, this, that, and the third. But yet, when else do you see Diddy?
Never. The only time I see Diddy is when he's showing me how poor I am compared to him.
That's it. Like, you can't be what's the word? I'm not advocate. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, if you're going to do that during election years, do it all the time.
Oh yeah, again, he's like the Easter church member. I show up once a year on Easter, and then I got to show you my flashy suit, and then I'm out. And
then after that, you don't see him until next year. No, you don't see him until Christmas.
Yeah, because you got to give the kids. I got to give the kids gifts and pretend that I'm charitable. But
yeah, you don't see that person until Christmas, and that's how I perceive Diddy. The thing about Diddy is, like, you look at somebody like Jay-Z, right? You look at somebody like Russell Simmons, who's always into politics, but not really in your face with politics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're into politics,
well,
but not
Russell Simmons, he can't do nothing right now because of that whole Me Too thing that happened against him. So we probably won't be hearing from him.
But he's still out there.
Okay.
But he's still out there making his voice heard. Or you look at somebody like Damon John, who, always, like, this is what you need to do. This is how you create financial wealth, so on and so on and so on. Like, Jay-Z tries to teach about generational wealth and, how to, put your money up and do this, that, and the third. When have you seen Diddy give back and try to do that to anybody in the community?
Never. He doesn't even do that with his own artist.
Exactly. So that's why I hear Diddy talking and I see a bunch of smoke just come out, like dragon. Just a bunch of hot air coming out. And, like when he was talking with Charlemagne yesterday, I think it was a 30-minute interview and I only paid attention to maybe about 5 minutes.
Hey.
Because, you're talking all this good shit, we need this, we need that, so on and so on and so on. But once this election's over, when are we going to see you again? Unless you're bragging and boasting.
Never. We'll see him on a dance show. We'll see him promote an artist. We'll see him maybe do an anniversary of some random album. A whole bunch of things that don't help black people.
But you don't see him. You don't see him at all.
Diddy is basically, it's like, I don't know.
Try to word it.
He's just a phony. Like, I feel like he's been like that his whole career, though. If we're being honest, like, he's a fake rapper, like if we're being 100% honest, he's a fake producer.
He doesn't write rhymes. He writes checks.
But think about the producer cat. Like, he don't produce music. The hitmakers did all that.
I was like, he has a production troupe.
So it's like Diddy he's a brain, and he just has a bunch of people that, like, he's the brain and everybody else is the body. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't put the work in. He just talks that talk, and he gonna get you to walk the walk for him.
I wouldn't even say he's the brain because he's just the financial aspect. Does that make sense?
Yeah. He writes the checks, but he doesn't really plan it, or like he doesn't really have a set goal in mind. It's just like if it sounds good, if you write it out and it sounds good to me, then I'll pay for it. I'll make sure that it goes through.
Right. And that's one thing that I never really respected about him. It's just like, you came out there, you have this platform to use your voice, and the first thing out your mouth is talking about, like some financial aspect where I'm rich this, I'm rich that, and then you talk about the black vote. You started this conversation off all wrong.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. But I mean, even if we get off of Diddy and we just talk about people in general, most people that most black celebrities with money, you don't hear them talk about anything prominent or important unless it's about them. Otherwise, it's going to be a few charitable donations here and there.
All right, well, I keep on throwing Jay-Z into the gauntlet. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they give a lot back to education. They give a lot back to the respect.
I like them because they don't talk about it though, and that's cool.
And, but you don't hear about that,
and that's fine. But the people that are talking, the people that you do see in your face all the time, if you're gonna be in my face telling me how much money you got, then you might as well go ahead and show me what else you're doing too. Like if that's you, if you're the braggadocious person, you know what I'm saying, then tell me everything. Yeah, like I donated to this, and this.
Another artist that does that is Childish Gambino.
Oh yeah,
Childish Gambino, he gives back and so on and so on and so on. I remember I think it was last year or the year before, Drake had the Nice for What video, right? Where he gave over $50,000 of stuff away, right?
No, I think it was $1 million, low key.
It might have been $1 million, but here's the thing about it. What made that off?
Oh, it was a tax write-off.
Not only a tax write-off, you had a camera in your face.
Oh, fact, yeah. So it wasn't genuine.
You're giving all this shit away for a music video. What's genuine about that? You're doing shit for attention. And that's what really bugs me. And, like a hip-hop fan till I die and everything, but you got somebody like, let's just use Lil Wayne for an example. What's Lil Wayne done to the community? What's he done for the community?
Well, man.
Then you got artists like Rick Ross, who gives back scholarships, who, like does paid training in this restaurant and that sends people to college and that doesn't get talked about enough.
Well, what I will say about Wayne only in particular, because I do respect why Wayne does what he does. Lil Wayne doesn't want all that quote unquote celebrity. He knows he's a celebrity, but look at Wayne right now. You don't see Wayne all over the place. He does his podcast and he's just chilling, right? But when they ask him, like, about Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff, Wayne said, it's bigger than a tweet. It's bigger than a shirt. If you're not out there doing the work yourself, then just shut up. And he said, I know I'm not going to do the work. So he don't do nothing. I cannot be mad at somebody who admits that and says it out loud. I personally can't be mad at you. If you don't want to be an activist, how can I fault you? Now, my friend, on the other hand, he said, okay, Wayne's a coon, blah, 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 and all this other. I'm like, is he, or is he just a person that's honest? Like, I'm not going to go out there and march and do all this stuff because I don't want to.
But you could donate.
But, my problem with donations, honestly,
does it really go to the source?
Yes. That is my biggest, that's my personal gripe with that stuff. Like, I can donate to the Cancer Society, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how do I know that money's really going to cancer
Going to the
research?
cancer society.
You know, how do I know it's not going to, Donald Flapp's bank account and, he's the one that, all right, guys, I got $1 million, but we're going to donate 50,000 to this particular piece of research. And then the rest
Or
of it.
$500,000.
Yeah. Like, it's like, so the donations and all that kind of stuff, like these celebrities going Celebrity Family Feud and all this other stuff, and they have a charity that they donate to. Okay, well, how much of that $20,000 from that charity is going to help
charity?
So I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's just like how you said Drake did that $1 million. I think that was just a tax write-off, and then he put it in, like
not only a tax write-off, it was just done for a music video. And that's what sort of, and to this day, I still haven't even watched the whole video. To this day, because I wouldn't say I get disgusted, but if you're, like I said earlier, if you're going to do a good deed, put the camera away. Take the media home. Just
like those people that, have you seen those videos where the dude will sit up here and like go to Target or something and buy a bunch of stuff and then walk up to some random homeless dude and give him a whole bunch of bags from Target with clothes and everything, and then like hand him like $5,000 and be like, "This is just for you," blah blah blah, and then they walk away, and then you see them in the camera like this. They go back to looking at the homeless dude's reaction, and they're like, "Yeah, I did that. I made him feel good. Like, share, subscribe.
now subscribe to my channel. Like and subscribe. You want to see me give more homeless shit to people?
Yeah, like that's what they do though. If you want to see more acts of kindness, like what?
Right.
You're making that same $5,000 that you just gave that dude. I already know you made that off this video that you just posted.
So you just made the money right back.
So
you just made that money right back. And again, that's why the Nice for What video really, really bothered me. And I'm not triggered by a lot of things, but I couldn't watch the whole video. Even though, it was a good gesture. You saw people crying and, you could see the relief on people's faces, just like, damn, now my lights can get turned back on. I'm not certain if that was their situation, but
right. No. Yeah.
But
that,
just to see the relief on their faces. And it just made me wonder, how were these people selected? How do you know these people's story? Like,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. Cause you can sign up to do all kinds of stuff. So it's like, did you sign up for a Drake video and then put your address and all that stuff, and then Drake just happens to find you?
Like there was no backstory or anything. It's just, he's giving out scholarships and just like, why this person? What did they do? Did you just, like you said, did you just pick out this random person here? Like, I think I'm gonna just go to this university right here, and just the next person that walks by here, boom, $50,000.
That's true, man. I don't know, man.
Because another thing that bothered me about the video is Drake is a celebrity. Drake's walking down the street and nobody's mobbing him. If Drake was at your local pizzeria right now, you get
the whole
a
world
call.
would be there.
Yeah, you get a phone call like, yo, get here quick. Drake's ordering a cheese slice with a Mountain Dew. You'd stop this podcast right now. Drive up the fucking road.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that threw me off about it. And I'm just like, something doesn't seem right about this at all.
You're not wrong, man. It's a weird world that we're living in now.
But when you're giving out for entertainment, I can't rock with you. And think about it. Besides that video, how many times have you heard about Drake giving back?
Honestly, we haven't. We always hear about how he doesn't do anything, or he's always being told that he's a cultural appropriator, and he's not really down for any causes.
Every once in a while, you'll see a story like Drake donates $200,000 to mustache research, or something like that, right?
Yeah,
but he's
that's
always
true.
donating. He's always donating to things that really don't matter.
You're definitely
I'm
right.
not saying. Hold on, I saw the mail truck, so I'm not. Oh goodness, we're going back downstairs. Hold on.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know, man. That's why I don't put too much faith in general into celebrities. You know what I'm saying? As a whole, I don't really rock with it like that. I mean, of course, I'll get my entertainment value from it.
No, there are some that you can give, put your faith into. Like, you look at somebody like Oprah, who gives literally over hundreds of $1,000,000 away a year for domestic violence research.
But
Who
I
gives
can't rock with Oprah, man. And you know
a
why I
lot of
can't rock with Oprah? Because
Right.
she makes these documentaries to target our prime black people, like say what you want about Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? But like to already have the HBO documentary come out and then to turn around and do your own special.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, hold on. I got
Hold
you.
on, walking away from the house real fast. So
I got you.
How about that? Can I grab 102? Oh, was this everything for 102?
Mm-hmm. Everything.
Thank you. Sorry. Just grabbing the mail, son. Just grab the mail. Navy Federal. See, look. Hold on. I got something to show you when I get back in the house. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I got something to show you when I get back in the house to prove I voted.
My mom got a sticker the other day. I was gonna take it and post it on Facebook and pretend that I voted, but I didn't feel like it.
They tried to give me a sticker, and I'm just like, "What's this for?" They said to show people. This is exactly what the lady said. Lady said, "Oh, to show people that you voted early." I said, "Why would I want to do that?" Like, and she was just like, "A lot of people are proud to vote." I said, "Well, a lot of people should be voting in general." Like, but you see this from the Voter Participation Center.
Oh, okay.
Proof I voted. This is mine too. This looks like a bill. Oh hell no. U.S. Postage Payment.
He said, "Yo, this like a bill. Hold up. Hey, pause this."
I don't mind showing y'all I got bills. I mean, this is America. Everybody has bills. Ain't that right, Jerome?
Yes.
Ain't that right? This is America. Everybody has bills.
Oh, I have more than enough.
That's my landlord.
Well,
That's
dig
my
on
landlord.
well, not a lighter subject, but on a different space. I am glad that you did exercise your right to vote. And saying that, I just wonder, how do you feel about people like me who don't vote?
It doesn't bother me because at the end of the day, what I eat doesn't make you shit, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true.
If you don't want to use your what's it called? If you don't want to use your right to vote, that's fine.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, that myth used to be if you don't vote, you can't complain. And I'm like, I still live here.
Right.
Or what about the people that literally can't vote because it's not legal for them? They still live here, so they get to complain too.
You know what's funny though? This is showing my voting record for the 2020 election, 2018, 2016, 2014, 2012, right?
Right.
My voting average is below average because I did not vote in 12, 14, and 16. I voted in 18 and 20. So
You get a grade on being a voter. That's wild.
that is crazy. And it's funny that you were talking about that. I would hate to see yours.
Hey, I guess I'm a failure as a citizen because I don't ever vote. Which is crazy because like I want to be in politics. Like I would love to be a politician, but I don't vote. And it's like I feel like sometimes when I talk to people about politics, I feel backwards because it's like I'll have these conversations, But at the end of the day, you can't sway me left or right because my vote ain't happening. Like, you're not getting it. Now, I would go and vote for sheriff. I would go and vote for all that kind of stuff. But right now, like, being that I'm in Georgia and my permanent residence is in Texas, like, I couldn't vote if I wanted to anyway.
Right.
And my mom was like, well, you could always just get a Georgia ID. I was like, yeah, but it ain't that deep. Like, I'm not going to do that.
This always makes me think somebody wants to kill me. Because I always get these things for the funeral advantage program. Like, if you retire today, are your loved ones taken care of? Motherfucker, don't worry about that.
That's just like getting a random life insurance policy. Like, what y'all trying to say? what y'all trying to say to me?
Is your family taken care of? Man, fuck them niggas. But yes, they're taken care of.
I believe it, sir. But I digress. Well, we did talk about the Tyson thing. Yep. I don't even remember how we got to the Donald Trump thing. I think I brought it up, but
yeah, you brought it up
because I said, "Did you go vote?" Something like that. But either way,
this proves.
I understand your point.
I voted.
Now I understand I definitely understand your point on the Obamacare being a big sway, because I had somebody else at my job tell me that they were really upset about the whole, pre-existing injuries or whatever, pre-existing condition, right, whatever they called it. And then,
pre-existing condition, because diabetes is one of mine. And if I was to lose, what's it called? If I was to lose my insurance over, my diabetes, especially when I know my medicine, well, I go to the VA anyway, but still. But imagine if I wasn't able to go to the VA and I'm sitting there getting taken care of for my diabetes for years. And then all of a sudden I get that letter in the mail saying, hey, look, I'm going to start paying for my supplies, my needles, and stuff like that. And you got to understand, a diabetic who doesn't have insurance is spending anywhere in a surplus of $400 to $500 each month on supplies.
That's crazy.
Now, I got to sit there and, try to make ends meet or try to make, amends, change up some of my financial planning just to stay alive.
Yeah. See, that's crazy.
And that makes no sense. So that's one thing that, got that. And then on top of that, when you take away certain bills in like certain states, like in New York, I forgot what bill they took away, but my brother was heated. But, because every state, every city, every, area is different. So now they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. So, well, why don't we take this away from this? Nobody's really going to notice, but this is going to be paid. You can't do that. That's just like you saying, damn, I'm broke. You taking money from your savings, putting it in your checking, but you don't have the same amount no more. Now, when you're just like, damn, I need XYZ in savings, and you're looking at your account, you've already moved all this money, and the money that you needed.
Yeah,
exactly.
You were screwed.
And that's
because...
and that's what America was doing, and that's not right. So, and that's what every administration is. Just with the Trump administration, they moved so much so fast. There was no transition. Like, we're slowly going to dwindle down the cowboy fund. You know what I mean? We're slowly going to take away this much, then give them this much, and then give them this much till there's no more. No, they just took that shit away. Or we're going to slowly dwindle down the street fund, so on and so on. Now you got potholes bigger than Kansas.
Man, the infrastructure in America is terrible.
And that's
a whole discussion in itself. Like,
like I said, do you realize how much the national debt deficit went up since Trump was in office? Just think about that. We're sitting there taking money away from all this shit, and we're still going into debt. How is that possible? That's like you borrowing money from me, then KJ, then Rajan, so on and so on and so on and so on. You have money that you could put elsewhere, but the thing about it is, now you have a bill because you owe all of us. So did you really make money?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I don't know, man. I think my biggest thing is I don't like Kamala Harris. That's what I was trying to get to earlier, but I don't know how I couldn't get there. But I'm here now. So, but
Rapper alive.
huh?
Tupac's your favorite rapper alive.
Hey, look.
You know,
I don't like the fact that she is now using her black card.
but
She's been
you know,
Indian this whole time, and now now she's the black president or black candidate. You know, and I just I don't like it, man. And then
but going back to the Tupac thing, you know, what really bothered me about that. She said she used to listen to Tupac in college and shit, right?
right.
All the time. Google what year she graduated college.
Hold on, I'm actually googling. Hold on, let's.
Google it. This is gonna make you laugh. Look what year she finished college.
Bruh. How's she listen to Tupac?
What year does it say she finished college?
wait. How did she listen to Tupac?
My point is, so you finished
She-
college. I think
1982 is when she was in school, so I know it's between.
I think she finished in '87.
So yeah.
I think it says she finished in '87. Hold on, let me look it up.
Oh, here we go.
All right,
She 1989. She finished Hastings College.
Yeah, she finished '86, right? And then she went to in 1989. She graduated from UC Hastings, right?
Right.
Look what year Tupac's first album came out.
91.
How the hell?
And I don't even like Tupac. And you see how fast that came out.
How the hell?
I mean, like I said, man, this goes back to her being black all of a sudden when she's been prominent Indian lady forever. I'm the Indian American. My mother's a immigrant, and she's been holding on to that story. And now, make sure you guys put on your hand sanitizer. But she's been holding on to that story, and now she's the black lady. She's the first black. And then I'm pretty sure it's gonna be twisted somehow to say that she's black and Indian. Somehow they're gonna like maneuver that in there. But right now, we need a black woman in office.
Lindian.
Yeah. And it's just like, bro, like for me, I don't like that. Then on top of that, she used to take pride in calling herself the top cop, locking everybody up for drug crimes and it's just, to me, I can't rock with that. And everybody's like, well, her job was she was a prosecutor. What'd you expect? But it's like, okay, yeah, that's her job to prosecute, right? But she's also got the right to look and see, should I actually prosecute this person? Should I give them this amount? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the sentencing? Like, she chose to do all that stuff to black people.
But what's been one of our things? Do the research. That's one of the moves that we've been keep on saying. Do the research. A lot of people just didn't do the research.
And I'm just like, so you put her and then put Joe, who endorsed, I won't say he wrote it anymore, but he definitely endorsed it. And, I send that video to people. I only send the clip too. I don't even send the whole video. I send a clip where he's just talking about how he needs to keep the animals, out the streets and away from his family and friends. He's trying to, keep the world safe.
Video.
Huh?
Don't send me that video.
You know what I'm saying? But he says it in the video, man. And it's the clip. It's like a 40-minute video or something like that. But I only do like a 2-minute clip. And he says, I don't care if they're disenfranchised. I don't care if they're marginalized. I don't care if they were raised a certain way and they didn't have the advantages that some of us had. That doesn't matter to me. We need to we need to lock these people up, because we got to keep our family safe. If they couldn't adjust, that's on them.
Because
Then you fast forward. That's from 93. right? That's from 1993, 94. Then you fast forward to 2020. And I know you've seen that interview he had with Charlemagne where he said, if you're having a problem deciding between me and Donald Trump, then you ain't black. Right. You know, and it's like, first of all, you're not gonna dangle the carrot in front of me, bro. Like, that's disrespectful. I see the string. I see your hand dangling in it. Like, what you mean? Like, so, you know, that's where my thing comes in, where it's like, are you gonna vote for Donald Trump or are you gonna vote for Joe Biden? And then it's like, okay, well, Donald Trump's a racist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, tell me what he's done that's racist. And then people bring up now people bring up the Central Park 5 thing, which, okay, you can bring that up, but do you know why he did it?
Can you not bring that up though?
No, you can bring it up. I'm just gonna say I don't care because I know why he did it. Does it make it less racist? I don't know. Because personally, Central Park 5 happened way back then, and if you fast forward past all that, he's still in rap videos and Donald Trump's still giving black people opportunities and stuff. Personally, I feel like he did the Central Park 5 thing not based off of race, but based off of he was trying to buy that that ice skating rink in Central Park. So he put out, let's arrest the people from Central Park 5 because I'm buying a property that's located in this area that's having crime. So I want to put out there that I'm fighting this crime. I'm here for the people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like arrest them niggas. It's like, nah, I want to bid this property, but I also want people to still come here. So let me show that I'm against the crime, you know? And then outside of that, then it's like, okay, well, what else has he done racist? All I hear is, huh?
He wanted the wall.
Okay. Now let's talk about the wall, right? That's not even his idea. He just went with it. He just went with the wall thing. That wasn't even his idea.
So, all right. Why won't he denounce white supremacy?
Why Joe Biden not say Black Lives Matter?
I'm not asking questions about Joe Biden right now. You see how you trust that question? Even the other night, people just like, why are we still on this?
Nah, honestly, okay, so the whole white supremacy thing, he's already denounced it, right? So there's a couple of videos of him denouncing the white supremacy thing, but the only one that people care about is the one where, besides the most recent debate, obviously, but the one that people care about is the one where he said there were fine people on both sides. Now, the thing about that is, right, as a black person, of course that's going to trigger me. But if I use my brain and I'm open-minded and I look at the words, there are fine people on both sides. There were peaceful protesters on both sides. Does that make it okay? No. Is it okay for me to say that everybody on that side is trash if they're not on this side? No. I can't do that because if Xavier believes that freedom of speech is okay in this country, then I can't get mad at somebody who's peacefully protesting for what they believe. Yeah, they might not like me because I'm a nigger or whatever, but that's still they have the right to say that. I can't believe in freedom of speech and then not believe in it. That's backwards. Now, when he said there's fine people on both sides, I personally think that's what he meant. There's people peacefully protesting on one side, people peacefully protesting on one side. But as black people, of course, we're going to get mad about it because we're like, nah, you got to denounce all white supremacists, blah, blah, blah. Now, there's another video where he does denounce white supremacy, and he says he's not with it and all that other stuff. That video never comes.
2 days after they announced, after they asked him to do it the first time. Now, and the reason why I think it was 2 days is because, do you know what happened after that debate?
Well, he got corona.
No. His number slid 15%.
Oh.
So
well, during the debate, he did say it. When the dude asked him, hey, Mr. President, whatever he said, are you willing to denounce white supremacy? And Donald Trump said, yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's get that out now. What do you want me to say? And then he said, okay, are you going to say you denounce white supremacy? And he said, okay, well, what do you want me to say? Proud Boys, stand by, stand back, whatever. And for me, like, yeah, maybe he didn't flat out say it, but at the same time, like, am I mad? Like, Proud Boys has black people in it. So at the like, I don't know how to feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
then again, I mean, no matter what group you're going to go to, there's going to be somebody on the outside looking in.
yeah.
It's just like how basically you can find the best snow bunnies in the hood. You can find the hardest black boys in the hood.
Facts. You know,
That's just
but
like
I mean,
that's just like what we were talking about earlier. How there's people who are gender confused. There are people who are race confused too.
yeah, facts. So yeah, the Proud Boys, you know, they could be ran by a black dude, and black dude thinks that he's like, you know, one of them. But I mean, for me personally, I just didn't think it was. I didn't think it was cool how that was shifted, because in the same debate, Joe Biden literally didn't say he Black Lives Matter, but everybody stuck on to the Trump not denouncing white supremacy, and I'm like,
Because here's
20
the thing.
seconds apart.
Here's the thing. If they would have said, Mr. Biden, do you denounce white supremacy? It would have been a different narrative. And the way that Joe Biden answered the question, they say, what, you know, about the whole Black Lives Matter support, he went into a spiel about George Floyd and Auburn
And police.
Yeah.
He turned it into a whole police thing. Like,
but because he thinks the police are the problem.
I don't think he does though.
Hold on, I'm checking my text messages real fast. He thinks the police are the problem. And that's fine. 5:36 o'clock. Okay, cool. Yeah, today's my mom and my niece's birthday, and we're all going to FaceTime each other.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out moms. Happy birthday.
Yeah. My mom turned 60 today.
Nice.
And my niece turned 4. Hold on. Shit.
Should just left it. It was her birthday.
I think she's 4. Let's just go ahead and say 4.
Oh. But no, that's awesome, man.
No, she is 4.
60 is definitely awesome.
4
is cool too, but I mean, you know.
I mean, 4 is 4.
Yeah, but 60, like that's awesome. You know.
Shit, my dad turned 70 this year. Yeah,
so is he officially? So, dude, this is such a sidebar. But what is old? Is 70 old or is it 75?
Yeah, 70's old.
70's old. Okay. So I was trying to.
Right when he turned 70, I started calling him old man.
Okay, because I've been having that debate with my mom. It's like I'm like 50. My mom's 52, and I'm like, well, she's 51. God, mm-hmm. She's turning 52. But I'm like, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is old? Because it's like 30's clearly not old, 40's not old, 50's not old.
This is what I call old. I say 70's old because when you look at the average life expectancy in America, it's 78. You know?
Okay. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Like I'm mentally prepping myself in 10 years for my dad not being here. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. It sounds morbid, right? It sounds morbid, but it's facts. You have to have that thought.
It sounds terrible, but you know, when you look at the average life expectancy for African American males in the United States, it's 78. So I'm just like, okay, so my dad just turned 70, so I need to mentally prepare myself. Hold on, yeah.
Hey, I'm done.
Okay.
If you could just kind of keep an ear out and an eye out.
Yeah,
if you see anything dripping, just give me a call.
No problem.
Okay, I've already flushed it several times. I haven't seen anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave that open down there.
Down there, okay.
And ceiling where it can dry.
Gotcha.
Okay, so if you hear anything, let me know.
Thank you for coming by.
I'll see you later. Right.
Sorry.
All right, so look, I just want y'all to know, anybody out there that's thinking about home ownership, y'all heard that? Those are the little things that you got to deal with when stuff goes bad.
Yeah. But I'm mentally preparing myself because, like I said, you know, like my dad just turned 70, and I remember because I got him a custom Carolina Panthers shirt for his birthday because he loves the Panthers. And, you know, had his name and everything on the back, the logo, and the number 70 was, printed on the back. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, the average life expectancy for an African American male, especially, because, my dad has heart problems and stuff like that, is 78. So, like, I'm sitting there thinking in my head, am I mentally prepared to deal with the phone call saying, hey, look, come to the hospital, your dad's not looking good, or your dad passed? Am I mentally prepared for that? And it was the day of his birthday that I started prepping in my mind, this phone call might happen soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I look at anybody 70 and above as old.
Okay.
So like right now, I'm 38. I'm middle-aged. You know what I mean? So once I hit, 40 and up, I'm older. I'm an older guy. I turn into an older gentleman at 70. You know what I mean? Because right now, I'm the older guy. Oh, no, not right now. I turn into the middle age is 40 and above.
Yeah. See, like right now, you can still technically go to the club, but you're the old guy in the club, technically. Right?
No, I don't go to clubs at all, dog. Let me tell you why. You know why I don't go to clubs? Do you know where my hairline starts? Right here. You know the first thing they make you do in the club? Huh?
Bald is in though.
You know the first thing they make you do in the club?
Take your hat off.
Take your hat off. And the part that doesn't grow hair, you see how shiny that shit is? The part on the side, back here, It doesn't have that much luster. So people can see where your hairline actually starts. I'm not going to be that guy in the club where people's just like, nope. That's not me.
Hey,
I tell you what, the last time I went to a club,
I'm hoping none of this goes, man. I'm just...
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something my dad told me a long time ago. There's two things that happens. You go gray or you go bald.
I'll take gray. Cedric the Entertainer rocking real good.
I said, look like you're gonna go gray, dog. Like, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Never forget this. I was in the I just signed up for the Army, Fort Benning, Georgia, right? I had my little mini fro, whatever, not. So when the barber started cutting my hair, you know how you notice that little crowning? I know it's a little crown, right? So as I further went in basic training, I'm looking and it's slowly creeping back, right? Once I got home, my brother's like, yo, Digga, you got a bald spot right here, like back here. I was like, you lie, because you can't see back here.
Right.
I'm like, you're a liar. He goes, nah, man, I'm serious. That shit looks huge. Whatever. I never forget this day. I was in Hardee's. Now, Hardee's had a closed circuit camera, right? And I'm in line, and I look up. And the first thing I see is, I'm like, damn, that nigga bald spot's huge. Damn, he's wearing what I'm wearing. And I put my hand back there, dog. This whole circle was right here, gone. And I had hair just right here, like in the middle. I went to my barber and I said, why didn't you tell me this shit? Shave this shit off. You got me out here looking stupid.
Hey, man.
like a big bald fist in the middle of my head.
Let's see here. Let's see. Male baldness.
Male pattern baldness. Yeah, go and look it up.
Hereditary?
My dad has hair.
Let's see. Hair loss is passed down from your mother's side. Is a myth.
Well,
that's the myth.
Okay.
The hereditary factor. Hold on. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. The hereditary factor is slightly more dominant on the woman's side, but research suggests that men who have a bald father are more likely to develop the male pattern baldness than those who don't. See, so I fall in the category of my mom's side because my dad went bald when he was 23. I'm 29, gotcha. So you know what I'm saying. And you see, like this is new.
20.
I cut my hair at the top of the year.
I was 24 when I noticed on this closed circuit camera. And like I said, dog, I didn't think it was that big, but my brother was sitting there trying to warn me, yo, Digga, like, the shit looks crazy. And I looked at the closed circuit camera and was like, damn, that nigga got a big ass bald spot. Damn, he got a white t-shirt on. And I was like, that, dog, man. I was so pissed.
Yeah, it's funny. Because you over here talking about yourself like, oh, wait, that's me.
Yeah, and I wasn't really paying attention because how you just glance up at the camera.
Yeah.
And the bad part about it was, like I still had hair up here, and I'm rubbing right here, and then I got right back here, and it was all smooth as shit. Man, I drove to the barber about 80 miles per hour, just got in there, and the first thing I did was point. I was like, "Why didn't you tell me my fucking shit was fucked up? I'm paying this guy $20, $30 a week."
Hey, look, he was trying to fulfill them pockets, man. He didn't want you to take that money away, man. That's hilarious. That is funny.
I was like,
I don't know what's worse
shit,
though. What's worse to you, the ball spot or the Kobe and Stephen A? Just slowly but surely, just it's going back.
All right, here's the thing. I would much rather the Stephen A or the Jamie Foxx than the ball spot in the back. Because with the ball spot in the back, you can't do nothing to hide it. Like you can get this edged up a little bit, like Jamie Foxx. You can get it edged up. You know what I mean? And it doesn't look too bad. But when you got that big ass dome in the middle, there's nothing you can do but shave it off.
Yeah, that's true.
Shave it off unless you want to rock the damn George Jefferson, which that's not me.
Hey, you know what though? If I was bald and I was old, then I might let it grow out and do the George. But I had to be. But I feel like that's like that's a 65 and up club.
I'm about to say, I'm doing that in my 60s as of right now, every morning.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But
every morning. Like
where we at? We had 2 hours and 42 minutes. Feel like Joe Budden today, man. Had a nice little long podcast.
All right, let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and round this up. Let me say this in closing. Do you know my girlfriend did not know I was balding until maybe about 3 or 4 months into the relationship?
She just thought you chose to do bald?
Huh?
She just thought you chose to go bald?
Yeah.
Or what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what actually ended up happening is, funny story. We were headed out, and she was just like, "Let me put some sunscreen on you." And I used to rock a stocking cap with my hat, right?
Right.
So to hide it. And she was trying to put sunscreen on the back, and she just said, "Well, no, take off your hat." So I took off the hat and left the stocking cap on. And she goes, No, take that off too. And like I could see it in her face because there was a mirror right here. And she's like, I was like, secrets out.
You've been hatfished.
Yeah. But the last time I had this shit grow out, I ain't afraid to say this, I ain't ashamed to say this, was when I went to jail and we didn't have razors because they didn't give us razors in the pod. So I had that little side. I was sitting there looking at myself. I was mad at myself, dog.
Hey, look, that's why you gotta get that. You gotta get that Bosley. Gotta get that Bosley, man. But yeah, man, I do. Oh wait, are you there? Uh-oh. I can hear him. Having technical difficulties here.
I can't hear you.
Oh, wow. He can't hear me, but I can hear him. Uh-oh. Let's see. No, come back. Come on, Zoom. Oh, man. Can you hear me? Oh, that's wild. No. Yep. Well, I lost everybody, y'all. Kenny fell off a while back, but yeah, it's been 2 hours, 45 minutes. Of course, I'm gonna edit this, obviously. So if you get to this part, just know that it was 2 hours and 45 minutes. Of course, I got to go through, listen to the whole thing, cut out some stuff, blah blah blah. But had a very long conversation today. It was insightful. It was fun. Had Digga Jones and True Dad Kenny on here. You can always check them out on the social medias. You know what I'm saying? I don't know them off the top of my head, but I'll post them. Obviously, appreciate you guys being here. If you did stick around this long, this podcast was all over the place today, man. All over the place, but it was fun. Had a good time talking to my friends. Next week, I'm probably gonna hit y'all with something hard. Actually, I might do it tomorrow, low key. Might drop 2 of these. At this point, I'm just rambling. But yeah, you already know what it is, man. Social media plugs: radical_Jack _film and fitness on Facebook, radical_Jack _reviews on Instagram, anchor.fm /Xavier-Jackson /. And of course, you can hear me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and any major streaming podcast site. Google Podcasts has been switched over, I believe. Not too sure. I think they still have it, but yeah, I don't know. I have an iPhone. Either way, shout out Marcus Stover and BTC Apparel. Appreciate you guys listening, man. This podcast is all about Jack's Radical Views, and you, my listeners, are always welcome. Till then, take care of yourself. Be safe. You know, words to live by. Don't let the clown make you part of that circus, man. Don't let nobody bring you out of character. I don't have all the answers. Maybe you do. Let's discuss it. Y'all be easy. I like that. All right, y'all.